Hello, everybody. I have a surprise guest for you today. Not really a surprise because he's here all the time. It's your boy.
I literally never leave. I live in your walls.
Yeah, he dug a
Tried
hole into my
to get
walls.
rid of me. You tried to call an exterminator, and I murdered him in the backyard. You haven't found his body yet.
You know, when
Um,
when I draw the background for like Nakara's room eventually, I'm just gonna make sure I include the hole with like a really horribly painted sign above it that says "Roadkill is here."
Roadkill lives here.
Roadkill
No,
lives here. That is what I
no,
shall do.
yeah, yeah.
All right, but
But no, you can't get rid of me. I'm always here.
yeah, I'm not surprised. But let me let me pull it up. There it is. It didn't show up on the screen. It's time for body cleanup day.
Oh boy.
Looks so I'm probably gonna be doing solo. So let's
Boy.
don't need a save file. Game type, yeah, normal cleanup. Let's see. I'll do. You know, I don't think I've done core sample before, and it says this one usually takes 3 hours, so that's perfect.
How do I?
What do you what?
I'm nothing. I'm just talking about myself. My apologies. But yeah, pick a fun level. Do some cleaning.
Raise trying to do the exclamation point P command every time. You know what, Raise? I might make that
What?
command just for you, just so whenever you do it, it'll just say Raise. Why the hell?
The fucking what command?
Yeah. So I have some like chat commands, like I have exclamation point collab, so you can tell people if I'm collabing with them, like who I'm collabing with. I have like, you know, shout out command to shout out people I'm collabing with, things like that. And every time Raze comes into the chat, he always tries to do the exclamation point P command, which I don't have. I don't
What is
know.
that? Oh,
I don't know.
sir, what are you asking for to begin with?
I wish I knew, man.
Don't like that he's asking.
Oh, it's an elevator. Okay, okay. I have found an elevator.
An elevator.
Okay, that's door crawl. Yes, it is spreading. I'm just gonna make it like I'm gonna make the P command, but all it's gonna say is "Raise, you're disgusting." Holy shit! They turned into crystal people.
Crystal people.
Um, they turned into rock people. They turned into rock persons. Actually, Leonardo, that term is offensive. Steve, like I was watching Steven Universe with my friend, and like Leonardo, or never, no, not Leonardo. Ronaldo. I keep saying his name wrong. It's Ronaldo. Yeah, but yeah, his name's Ronaldo, and basically like he's like really big into conspiracy theories in the show, right? Like he's always coming up with conspiracy theories, and he actually got it right one time that like sentient rock people are essentially like in space and like messing with Earth. That part is true.
That is true.
But he did a pamphlet one day, or he called them Renalflits because you know. Yeah.
Okay.
So he called them Renalflits, and it was basically like how to defend yourself from rock people. And Steven goes up to him and he's like, "Bro, what is this?" And he's like, "Don't you know, Steven? Like, evil rock people are like messing with our world." And he's like, "Ronaldo, I'm a rock person, and also don't say rock person. That's offensive."
I'm a rock person. Don't say that.
I just love it. He's trying to like convince himself that Steven is not one of the gems. He's like, no, Steven! They have a gem embedded in their physical form! Steven shows him the gem in his belly button. He's like, oh, well, rock people can manifest weapons from the mud dimension. Steven pulls out his, like, manifested shield. He's like, well, rock people,
The longer this like skit goes on of you describing Steven Universe to me, the more I lose it internally. Fucking Steven Universe.
And then he tries to join with the crystal gem thing, like where he tries to join is really weird, and they like Steven humors him. Cause he's like, you know, in order to understand the rock people better, I'm gonna become one of them. It's like, no, Ronaldo, you physically cannot. You are not that race. And yeah, he joins in, and they're like, okay, well, you don't have a gem, so what gem would you want to be? He's like, I want to be something edgy, and I want to use it. He like goes full weeb mode. He's like, I want to use a katana, something like dark and brooding, and he comes up with the name Bloodstone, because of course he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Steven refers to him until he finally realizes, oh shit, like, this is not my place and I should leave. Because it got to the point where, like, he was using Steven's own, like, morals against him. It's like, you should be more open and accepting of me, and because I'm trying to be understanding and learning, but then he starts bossing Steven around about his people.
Was Steven Universe trying to fucking talk about cultural appropriation? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I
Kind of, yeah, but it was like, it was so weird because, like, Steven's trying to teach him about their way of life and Ronaldo keeps, like, fucking with it. Like, I don't even remember, like, I wish I had the episode up because it was weird.
listen, man. I really don't want you to go into any more detail about Steven Universe.
Man,
You're fine.
I like Steven Universe though.
I know you do. I know you do, and I respect that. I just
It's a wild man.
listen.
Oh.
Spirit Halloween turned my brain into Swiss cheese, and I can't really like contain the Steven lore right now.
Oh no, you can't have the Steven lore dump.
I really can't.
That's understandable.
Mush. 7 hours of retail will do that to you.
Well, how about you tell us about your retail experience then? Tell us your escapades as the one opossum in in Spirit Halloween.
So for chat, since I've definitely told Nakara this before, so I've worked at Spirit Halloween last year and this year. I love Spirit Halloween. It's great. Unironically wonderful place to work. Wonderful place. But it's funny. It's so funny. Like, I don't want to say anything that'll get me in trouble with Spirit Halloween uwu, but one that probably won't, and is one of my funnier stories, because this legitimately happened, is that I remember one time I came into a shift, and it was at the beginning of my shift, and it was like later in the day, and I came in, and they had all the like mops and buckets out, and Ryan, who is this like wonderful guy, was like mopping something up, and it smelled so bad, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And he was like, someone came in, and this was during like COVID, so he was like, someone came in, and we told them that they couldn't try on the costumes or the masks, and they got really upset, and he squatted down, and he took a shit in the middle of the Spirit Halloween on the floor to express his rage, and Ryan was cleaning it up. And I remember my only thought was, I am so glad I was not here earlier, as I am not being paid enough to mop up someone's shit in a Spirit Halloween in the middle of October.
Oh,
I can't do this.
God.
It was a... I don't know, did I ever tell you the Spirit Halloween shit story? I feel like I did.
No, you did. I don't think you ever told me the Spirit Halloween shit story. We're just hearing this for the first time.
Yeah, so one time I came in at the beginning of my shift and there was shit on the floor in Spirit Halloween.
Just imagine, man, like, being so fucking pissed and your response is, yes, I am
Halloween.
I am disappointed by your lack of service, therefore let me shit on your floor.
I think part of it was, so the way Spirit Halloweens work, as anyone knows, is that they take over these old empty retail spaces, and usually what they do is they like block off the back rooms for employees only.
Yeah.
And they put all the stock back there and stuff, and like, you know, they keep the up front looking nice, but you know, the back is where all the stock is. It's not like as clean and pretty. So we don't let people back there, and like, usually Spirit Halloweens don't have bathrooms because they're usually in the back areas, so they're usually just for employees. So people will come in and they'll be like, do you have a bathroom? And it's like, no, not for you. No.
Yes, but no.
And they get really upset. Well, that's the thing, is if you say yes, but it's for employees only, they get so upset. So you just learn to say, no, we don't have a bathroom. And they get really upset about it because for some reason, they're fucking like, yeah, Spirit Halloween is the place to go when I need to use the restroom for some fucking reason. And I think that was what happened with that guy, is I think he was told there was no bathroom, so he just, in the middle of a Spirit Halloween, just squatted down and just went. and poor Ryan had to clean it up.
Wow.
And I just remember being like, I'm so glad I wasn't here when that happened, because I wouldn't have wanted to see that. There was another time where I was on my shift and I was walking around and I found that someone had dropped a glass baby bottle
Oh
and it
no.
had shattered and got milk everywhere, and instead of telling someone or doing something, they just left it there. So I just
Bruh.
found it there, and when I told my manager, she was like, "Yeah, clean it up." And I was like, "Oh," and I remembered that I had taken like PPE training, and I was like, that just seems like multiple hazards. So I went back to get like gloves and mops and stuff because I didn't want to like cut myself on the glass. And
Mhm.
at first, my coworkers were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "It's either it's very sharp plastic or it's glass. I'm putting gloves on." Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not picking that
reasonably.
up with my bare hands, dude. Who knows where that baby's been? Like, so then I had to sit there and pick up a broken baby bottle and like wipe up some kid's formula off the floor. Um, and again, I'm being paid like minimum wage for this. So I picked that
Lovely.
all up. That was another fun time. The other thing was during COVID. So again, the first time I worked at Spirit Halloween was COVID. So
Yeah.
like they had this rule where you couldn't try on costumes and you couldn't put masks on. But for the most part, we have returns, we have exchanges. So usually what we would tell people is take it home, try it on. If it doesn't work, bring it back. We'll exchange it or return it. It's fine.
Okay, that
And
seems
for the
reasonable.
most part, that would work, but people would still get kind of pissy. What really threw a wrench in the works is Spirit Halloween has this policy where a certain amount of days before Halloween, they don't take returns or exchanges because they know that what you're going to do is you're going to buy the costume, wear it to the Halloween party, come back and give it back. So like they don't allow it because then they'd lose most of their fucking money.
Right,
Um
makes sense.
so the thing was, people were coming in and buying costumes like a day or two before Halloween, and we had to sit there and be like, one, whatever is left is left. This is our stock. If we don't have a size, it's gone because you're coming in the day before Halloween.
Mhm.
Two, you can't try it on, and you can't return or exchange it.
Right.
So people got very frustrated, and I remember distinctly there was this one woman who was standing in the middle of like an open section of the Spirit Halloween, and she had like three or four costumes, and she was just popping them all open and trying them on no mask during the height of COVID.
Oh god.
And I remember distinctly I was wearing a mask because it was company policy at the time. And I
Right.
remember standing there and being like, "Ma'am, you're not allowed to try on the costumes." And she started arguing with me,
Oh god.
arguing with me, like legit, like yelling at me. And I remember standing there like, I didn't make the policy. I also, it's like the day before Halloween. You could have come in earlier. She literally would not stop. She was just trying on costumes as we were having this argument. So I remember I walked off to Ryan again, and I was like, "Hey, there's a woman trying on costumes and she will not listen to me. Can you tell her as a manager?" And he was just like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." And
Unfortunately.
he had to go stop her.
Oh.
And then recently this year, my funniest story actually happened this year, today.
Oh, today.
Um,
Oh
yeah,
boy.
today. This was a recent story. So I've kind of noticed that I guess I have a friendly face because like people will chat with me and like ask me for help, and they'll just tell me all about their costumes or what they're getting the costume for with very little prompting from me. They just like talking with me, which I enjoy. I like talking with people, so that's fine.
Okay.
Um, but this one guy comes in and he's like, "I need help picking out a costume for my daughter." Um, or no, he didn't even say that. He came in and said, "I need help. I need to make like a weird angel thing." And I was like,
Huh.
"I'm assuming this isn't for him." So we have multiple sections, right? And there is a section that's for like angel demon things,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's very. So for those of you who don't know, Spencer's actually owns Spirit Halloween. If you know anything about Spencer's, they sell like lots of lingerie
Wait,
and
Spencer's own Spirit Halloween?
yeah, Spirit Halloween is a subset of Spencer's. Like
I had
gifts.
no idea.
I literally only knew it because when you like sign on to work for them, all of their corporate stuff is like Spirit Halloween, a subsidiary of Spencer's Gifts, yada yada. Like you have to basically I am essentially technically a seasonal Spencer's employee, and my employee discount for Spirit Halloween actually also works at Spencer's.
That's fucking cool.
So it makes more sense that Spirit Halloween sells so many like corsets and shit because like it's Spencer's. Like it makes sense.
Yeah, now
So
it makes
like
sense.
it makes sense. So like the angel and the demon section like has a bunch of corsets and stuff because you know they're assuming you're going for like sexy angel uwu. So this guy
Right,
comes
right.
in. He's like, I need an angel costume. And I'm like, okay, well, we have an angel section. So I take him back there and I go, this is the angel section. And I'm supposed to be on register. So I walk back and I'm standing at the register. And he comes back and he goes, actually, yeah, the costume is for like my 10-year-old kid. And I don't think any of that stuff would work. And I'm like, well, if you had said that, I would have taken you to the child section, but you did not say that. So let's go to the kids section. So I take him to the kids section, and I'm like, okay, there's 2 angel costumes here. And he's like, I don't really think they're gonna fit her. Like she's a bigger kid. Like she usually fits like young adult sizes, which I was the same as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, then we have to go back to the angel section and then just pick the not skimpy stuff. And he was like, can you just help me? And I'm sitting there realizing he's expecting me to just pick out the costume for him.
Ooh.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, one, I do not know your child. Two, I don't know what she wants. Three, just come back and bring your child. And he's
Well,
like,
yeah, why didn't you bring the kid with you?
for some reason, I found out that because multiple people said this, apparently tonight in the town that we're in, they're doing this like Halloween parade, and people get to like march in the parade in costumes. And apparently the kid was in it, and I guess he was like on break from work. So he was like, I have 10 minutes, and I'm sitting there like, you've 10 minutes. So
Wow, okay.
we go back to the angel section, and I'm like, okay, what size does she normally fit in young adult? And he tells me, and I'm like, okay. So I ended up picking like a leotard, a tutu, and I go, you can go to Walmart and get some leggings so she's not cold, and also because she's a child, so she can cover up. And here's some wings. And he goes, well, she wanted to be a bloody angel. So I hand him all the same things, grab a thing of fake blood, and go, here, spray it on. There you go, bloody
You
angel. I
did
don't know
it.
what you want from me. I'm being paid like $10 to be here. I don't know what you want from me. I mean, I love this job, don't get me wrong, and it was kind of fun picking out the costume, but it's also like, listen, I should not be dressing your child for you. I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know what I would do in that situation either. Just like, bro, this is not my. I'm not paid enough for this shit. Like,
I mean,
this
on
is your.
the bright side, when he was checking out, he was like, "Thank you for your help," and I was like, "You're welcome, genuinely."
Okay.
It just like I handled it well, I think, because like honestly, being trained as a teacher really helps you working with people in situations you're uncomfortable with because you learn to just smile and act like you know what you're doing.
Right.
So that's what I did. I smiled and I acted like I knew what I was doing. But like that's the funny thing is I don't think I'm that good at that stuff, but then like other people in the job are like, yeah, no one ever talks to me and tells me why they're getting their costumes, and like I barely smile because it's just I don't want to, and I'm like, mood. I just smile on reflex, unfortunately, and I think
Yeah.
it just makes them think they can talk to me, which is fine. I like talking with people. It's just funny to me that I'm like, oh, what do you need for your costume? And they're like, oh, I need this, and I'm like, oh, what are you thinking specifically? And that's all I'll ask, and then they'll go, well, actually, I'm dressing up as my friend for this party because he wasn't invited to this party because of some drama that happened with the other friends. So I'm going dressed as him to stir up more drama. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I didn't ask all that. I just asked what kind of glasses you needed. But interesting to hear. That also happened today. I love
What?
that guy, by the way. That guy
What?
was fascinating.
Wait, that guy just like, yeah. So my friend didn't get invited. So.
So I can tell this story. So this guy walks in and he's like, "Do you have fake glasses?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we got fake glasses. What kind are you thinking?" And I'm walking him back, and he's like nerdy like glasses, like the nerd glasses. And I'm like, okay, good, because that's exactly what we have. So we walk him back, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, does this kind of look like what you're looking for? And he's going, I think so. And I go, well, what are you looking for? And he goes, well, I'm dressing up like my friend for Halloween. He worded it, I'm dressing up as my gay best friend for Halloween.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. Interesting. If you show me a picture of his glasses, I can better pick one out for you. So he shows me the guy. He's got some nice style, by the way. But we're looking, and I'm like, yeah, these glasses work. And I think I may have been like, why are you dressing up as your friend for Halloween or something like that? And he was like, well, my friends are throwing a party, and they didn't invite him because at the last party he kind of had too much to drink and said some questionable things around his kids. So I'm
Oh.
going dressed as him, and I'm going to bring a squash and beef, and I'm going to say, "Can't we just squash the beef and try and like bridge the gap?" And I'm like,
Uh, uh, uh,
interesting concept, sir. I'm here for it.
I'm like, this is, yeah, I'm like, this is a fascinating concept.
Again, so what's funny is all I was really like was, what do you need for the glasses? And then I get like the whole expose on it, and I'm like, this is fascinating. I'm here for it. But I don't know why you trusted the Spirit Halloween employee to tell this, but I am glad you told me.
So guys, this year as Halloween, I'm going dressed as Roadkill.
But yeah, so what's really fun about Spirit Halloween is it is retail, so you get the normal, like, funny retail stories from having to deal with people, but also, like, the real, like, fun benefit part of it is you get to help people make Halloween costumes, and, like, I just love Halloween, so that's just fun. So, like, unironically, I really love Spirit Halloween, and, like, working there as, like, a gay trans person, like, all my coworkers have been really sweet about it, and, like, using my pronouns and changing my name in the system, and, like, unironically, Spirit Halloween is good. Like, if anyone wants a seasonal job, I would actually recommend it. It's fun.
If I lived anywhere near a Spirit Halloween, I would sign up in a heartbeat.
Plus, you get the sweet employee discount, so you can buy a shit ton of impulse shit and feel a little less bad about it.
Well, yeah, definitely. And as somebody who, like, shops at places like Hot Topic, Spencer's, it would be fucking perfect.
Dude, it's so great. Also, like, yeah, like, I get the discount at Spencer's, too, which is, nice. But yeah, Spirit Halloween is good. The only thing about it that kind of sucks is the same thing you would get with any retail job, where like you're on your feet for hours, but you know.
Yeah, but that's just retail.
Yeah.
Damn.
Spirit Halloween's good.
There's only one incinerator in this place. Okay.
I fucking cannot believe I have not told you the shit on the floor Spirit Halloween story. I cannot believe I have not told you that until now.
Well,
it's
now
like
I know.
It's like my funniest work story.
Alright, come on, Crystal Boy, let's go. We're into the incinerator. Goodbye. Yeah, so apparently in this one, I'm not sure how I'm gonna clean up the marks on the floor, but in this scenario that I'm cleaning up in, apparently everybody is like has been turned into crystal. And I haven't found any of the lore tablets yet.
Hey, Logan's here.
It's Logan! Let's go! Burn, Crystal Man, burn! I need him to free up the incinerator. I have more bodies. Like this guy. What's up? What's up, what am I gonna name you? Victor?
Why would you name it Victor?
I don't know. That's just what popped into my head first.
You know that name carries history.
I know that name carries history, and I'm so sorry, but I'm burning him now.
Not my Victor.
Not your Victor. When is beer song stream? I have not planned a beer song stream, but that could be a potential thing.
Beer song?
Drunk karaoke.
Ah. I see.
Could have a drunk karaoke stream at one point. I just have to make sure I remember to turn the VOD off or delete the VOD because I don't need to get Twitch yelling at me.
I don't need to get Twitch yelling at me.
Yeah, you have to be very careful about that's one of the things that's kind of annoying as a streamer, is like you have to be very careful about what songs you play.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, DMCA and all that.
You can get nuked.
Thankfully, like it's this 3 strike system, so like if you only get 1 strike, it's not that bad. But it's like, ooh, that's rough. And I don't know if they go away.
Yeah, they might not.
Because sometimes they just have like really long like waiting periods, like, you know, after a year of no more strikes, it disappears. But I don't know. That's something I'd have to look up on the policy.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's why like typically I usually use things like I use Ben Sound. For instance, like that introduction song, you can see the credit underneath. It's just a free non-copyright song I got from Ben Sound. Oh, no, you joke that you have to sing 99 bottles in its entirety? 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer.
No, please.
I wonder, like, I hear that, you know, you hear that a lot in, like, kids' cartoons and stuff of, like, families singing, like, some spoof of 99 bottles. And, like, the joke was, like, that they've been driving so long that they get to the end and they're finished singing the bottle song. Does that actually happen? Do people actually sing 99 bottles for, like, fucking 5 hours?
I mean, maybe someone does, but I sure as fuck
I would
don't.
go insane, man.
I was gonna say, literally, you sung it for 2 seconds, and I felt my whole brain cringe.
Exactly.
Hey.
Come on, I want to pick up the crystal, thank you. No, in the box, there we go. And away. This place is pretty neat, though. I've actually never done this map, so this is a nice little surprise. I just don't know how I'm going to clean up all these crystal spots, because I assume I have to clean them up at some point. I can't just leave them. Viscera tends to be very specific about how you clean. I mean, it is literally clean. Cleanup is in the name. You have to make it clean. You have to cleanse it. Is that a oh no, that's just the light. do 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 do. Picking up crystals. I love these crystals. They're so pretty.
My cat noise. I'm home alone and I heard some like weird noises and I was like, what the fuck is that? And it's just my cat being stupid.
Oh, is it Squeeby or is it Elliot?
It's Elliot.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, the possum has 2 cats.
I have 2 cats.
And they are both
Edith
baby.
and Elliot. They're both baby.
They're so baby.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, one is a 5-year-old baby and one is a 1-year-old baby.
Mm-hmm.
He's 1 year old this month because he's an October cat.
He's... Oh, that's right. Yeah, October baby.
Yeah, he's in October. Oh god, there he is.
Okay, I still have a lot more space in this container. We can definitely make more. We can throw more garbage in here. More garbachi.
Garbachi.
Yeah, when you're trying to make trash sound expensive, just call it garbachi.
Why would I ever need to make trash sound expensive?
I don't know. Maybe you're trying to sell something to somebody, being like, yes, the brand is garbachi.
A cat.
Oh, this one's clean. Huzzah! Oh, wait, there's a head in here. I should get the... Oh, there's organs in here. Hello. Oh, don't stare at me like... Oh, the head is looking at me! Good. No, in the box.
There's organs in it.
There's organs in my facility there!
Well, I mean, if you're in there, then yeah, there are organs in there. Yours.
Well, there's also your... Like mine, Steve's spread on the walls, Mary's are over there in the corner.
There's a lot of organs.
Arguably, yes, there are many organs. I'm gonna go insane from that fucking noise of the orb. The eldritch orb. It's making this like kind of noise.
Not the orb.
It looks like it's made of like dark matter or something. It's like this black and purple orb that looks like it's got static inside. I have no idea what it is. I need the lore. I need to know how these people became crystals. There's usually like papers scattered around the facility that will tell you like exactly what the tragedy was. Like, what was it? I think in the ice cavern one, it was like they accidentally uncovered like ancient vampires that they thawed out of the ice. In another one, it's like, they were trying to grow, like, experimental plants that, like, basically, like, got really hungry. Another one was, like, aliens. They all have something, so I want to know what happened to crystal people. How'd y'all, you know, sprout, you know, these really nice blue gems, actually. Like, damn, if these gems were, like, on, like jewelry or something, I would fucking buy this in a heartbeat. Yes, the new lapis lazuli, now made with real human organs.
Yeah, someone would buy it.
I will buy organ jewelry.
I mean, have you heard about that one person on Tumblr who had their own severed toe turned into a necklace?
What? Sir, I do not dwell in the Tumblr spaces.
I haven't either for years. This is an old one.
I never was on Tumblr.
There was this one person who had their toe like surgically removed for like medical reasons. Like there was a reason to do it,
Okay.
but they keep the toe afterwards in like a jar with formaldehyde, and they apparently sent it to someone who like specializes in making like jewelry out of like body parts and things. And they made like a necklace that had the little jar with the little toe on the end.
Okay, so it was in the jar still. Okay. I mean, I thought you just meant like they just like put a fucking hole through like the severed joint of the toe and just hung it from
Oh,
their neck.
hold on. I bet you I can find a picture if I look up like Tumblr toe
That's
necklace.
kind of metal, but also what the fuck?
Tumblr toe necklace. Let's add that to my
Tumblr toe.
searches.
Yes, Tumblr toe necklace right next to like Miku binder.
Okay, is that? That's not the toe. That's one of their bone necklaces. That's the toe, but that's not in the necklace.
It's okay.
That might be in the necklace. Hold on.
Dare, I'm kind of scared to show severed toe. Also, hello, Bun. Welcome in. Oh, fuck! I smudged on the ground. Shit.
I'm assuming you don't want to see the severed toe.
No, I'm not particularly Thomas Jefferson Miku binder.
Oh God.
Oh, Tumblr. Alright, let's see. I'll clean up that. I'm not gonna worry about stepping on that, so I'll clean that up later.
Speaking about Tumblr history and like body parts, there was also oh, my dinner is here. Hold on.
Your dinner?
Be
This
right
might be
back.
too big for the box. This is too big for the box. I'm just gonna carry it. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Dude. I have so many boxes to clean up. I just want to know how to clean those up. Okay, let's see. So, that's out of here. Gotta work our way back around so I can... Fuck! Okay. Work our way back around. Okay, I'm gonna... You know, I'm bringing the box in here.
Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, Tumblr and body parts. Have you ever heard of the bone-stealing witch?
No?
So a long time ago, I think in New Orleans or something, there was like a storm that was going through, and there was this person on Tumblr who was a self-proclaimed witch, and she said that one of the things she liked to do was she would go through the cemeteries after these big storms, and she would find bones that had been washed up to the surface, and she would just straight up take them, and they were like human bones from a cemetery, and she would like use them in her witchcraft stuff, and people on Tumblr started arguing about the ethics of taking like bones from a cemetery and whether or not she was allowed to do so. Which objectively she was not allowed to do because that's the cemetery's property. Whether or not you dig it up from a grave, it's still a human being in a cemetery.
Yeah, that is horribly disrespectful. There are, like, I mean, there are like crimes, at least that I know of in America. Like, there are laws and, like, punishable charges for, like, disrespecting, corpses.
I'm pretty sure she just straight up got charged, and half of it was because she posted to Tumblr that she did it. Like pictures and all. Like, she had it all on Tumblr, and pretty got in trouble for it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how you think you wouldn't. Can I, like, break these crystals?
Oh, this is coming from a fellow witch. Yeah, no, like, it's one thing if you ethically source your bones for your witchcraft, but if you don't ethically source them, that's kind of fucked.
Tumblr witches are a different breed!
Tumblr witches, they really are a different breed. You're right, dude. Tumblr witches, are sure something.
Oh, damn it, hold on. I forgot. Ah, my game! Come here. Oh, hold on. Tumblr witches.
Tumblr witches, said in a derogatory manner. I find witchcraft, like, really interesting in general, and I feel like if I had any more spirituality to me, I'd try it, but, like, I'm kind of too much of an atheist. Like, I'm kind of too cynical.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Okay. Get up. Oh, wait, there's the organ. Okay, give me the organ. Give me your intestine. Thank you.
I do actually have a friend who does actually practice some witchcraft, though, and they're really cool.
I did back in college, but it's been a hot minute since I've seen
Wait,
Phoenix.
really? Dude, that's dope.
Yeah, Phoenix was actually the one who helped me with one of my papers on paganism.
That makes sense. I remember Phoenix was really big into that. Wasn't Phoenix the person who grew up as a Lutheran but didn't know the difference
Yes!
between Lutheranism and Catholicism?
Yes!
So literally one night I invited them to my fucking dorm and I sat down and gave them an hour-long rant on the differences between Lutheranism and Catholicism.
Well, wasn't that like it was you, me, and another person? We were just all there, like we just had this entire in-depth conversation about the different sects of religion. Of like
you, me, Phoenix, and my ex.
Yeah.
My ex was glued to my hip at the time.
Because that was a fascinating night, especially for me, who's like, yes, religion.
Meanwhile, me, who was raised extremely Catholic and was extremely self-hating and still religious at the time, looking back, I'm like, Catholicism? That just sounds like self-harm, let me out.
Let me out. Oh,
listen, I respect Catholics. Like, if anyone is still Catholic, I respect them. But, like, as a gay trans person, that did so much harm to me mentally. Like,
that's a bloody nugget right there.
Fucking Catholicism said derogatorily.
Alright, I gotta be careful about hitting the organs on the walls. I'm very careful about transporting.
It also has to do with the fact that my family's Catholicism wasn't, you know, your run-of-the-mill Roman Catholics. My family's Catholicism was specifically a Polish Catholicism that looked at Rome and went, not traditional, old-fashioned, or conservative enough, and is just Rome but dialed to a fucking 11.
Oh god, oh no.
Yeah.
Not the Catholic school!
Yeah, I don't want to be that person, TM, but Catholics really do say a lot of the, like, ooh, you know, love thy
neighbor kind of shit.
Christ, yeah. Love thy neighbor, ha ha ha. But if you're like, anything that's not cis, white, straight, pro-America, they lose their goddamn mind. I don't know what it is. Like, they say love thy neighbor, but they cannot handle anyone who is slightly different than them. And, like, if anyone's gonna be like, you're generalizing, I grew up Catholic. I know what I'm talking about. Like, no, don't call me out.
Oh.
Huh.
Fascinating. I am learning new things tonight.
No, Catholicism can do good things, and it can be good, but the church as a whole is just, not good. But then again, that's coming from me, and I'm very anti-organized religion nowadays. So, like...
I mean, yeah, I feel that. I was like that since, oh, no. Oh, okay. Ooh, I thought it spilt out of the incinerator. I got scared.
I'm biased. But yeah, it's... Well, that's the funny thing for chat who doesn't know this. My dad is a Catholic priest. Still is practicing. He's a Catholic priest. And I am extremely gay, atheist, and trans. Funny thing is, he still loves me and supports me, and I still live with him. Like, he hasn't, like, kicked me out. And he actually, like, when I came out as trans, he started, like, researching hormone replacement therapy for me and shit. So, like, he's great. He's one of the few good Catholics that I still stand.
One of the rare W's.
Love my father. I remember growing up when I was a kid and he was a priest. I used to call him Father. I still call him Father.
That's pretty funny.
He's great. He's great. He's a great dad.
We love Donald in this house. Too.
I mean, unironically, he is actually a good priest. Like, he does a good job. He's a good dad. He's a good Catholic. I think he's a good example. But the thing is, like, he's also a good example of some of the bad things of Catholicism because he still has some of those fun little boomer quirks. You know?
Yeah.
Boomer TM.
Boomer TM.
He is the epitome of a boomer dad. He really is. And yet chill with me being trans. He's a fascinating individual.
Donald is a fascinating man.
I'm gonna eat a salad now, so who wants, like, Panera Bread Caesar salad ASMR?
Well, meanwhile, I'm over here wiping blood on the walls and throwing crystals into incinerators.
Well, you're getting Panera Bread ASMR, so...
Okay. There we go. Throw that in. And then, what is it? I think there was over here somewhere. There's a... Oh, yeah, chap. Chap. Sorry, these ones are called, El Fatso Crisps.
Help that so.
Alright, let me see here. Can I don't think this is working. I'm scared to... Like, it's changing color. Maybe? Oh, it is working! You just have to hold it for a long time. Oh.
Yeah, I just...
Oh, but the fire... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, god damn it. It overheated. Ah, shit. Jeez, Rick. Ah, jeez.
God. What should we talk about now, Nakara?
That is a very good question. I guess, well, you know, spooky month. It's spooky month time. We got spooky stuff. Do you have a Halloween costume?
Funny enough, despite working at Spirit Halloween, I don't.
What? You don't have a Halloween costume?
Not for this year, no, because I don't plan on doing anything specific. I was kind of waiting to ask my dad what we could do. I know that we plan on going to the Ren Fair, like, 2 days before the Halloween, because they're doing, like, a Halloween event.
Ooh.
But I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, it also doesn't necessarily have to be Halloween. It could just be, like, But you're drinking underage, though. That's different. Oh, wait, oh, okay, I didn't get it.
Yeah, you just called this bitch out on Twitter.com.
We're on Twitch.tv.
I'm calling you out on my Twitch.tv.
Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. I was just telling Roadkill about this. My brain cell fired. I just realized that I agreed to go to a bar, Halloween party in my fursuit.
I still can't believe you agreed to that.
Listen, I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh man, this will be cool. And then I'm like, wait a minute, the entire town's gonna see I have a fursuit. But then again, like, I was gonna walk around with the kids in it anyway, so like the entire town would have seen anyway.
They're gonna fucking roast your ass, dude. I know that town. They're merciless.
I mean, the kids already know. Because I was the one who would actively go up to them, like, when I was in school, and they'd, like, be making fun of, like, a group, because, you know, as teenagers do, and I'd be like, why is that so funny? Huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm one of those people, my friends are those people, why is that funny?
Wait, were people making fun of furries, and you outright were like, why are you making fun of furries?
I'm like, I didn't say it like that, I'd go up and be like, wow, I find that really offensive. And they'd be like, why are you offended by that? I'm like, look at my pin, bro.
Dude, it's fucking furries. We need to bully I'm just
Damn.
kidding. I know I'm on a furry channel. I know
Say
that's...
the gays are bullying us furries, even though the furry community is 80% gay identifying.
I was gonna say, what the fuck are you talking about? Most of y'all are gay.
I know, I'm just being mean. I'm being mean to you.
I'm just one of the gays that isn't a furry. A rarity, I know.
See, I'm the other way. I'm the straight that is a furry, and that is a rarity.
I was gonna say, I'm the gay non-furry, you're the straight furry, we're both a paradox. In our own unique ways.
It's so fascinating in the furry community sometimes when they're like, do you have a girlfriend? And I'm like, no. I like pee-pee.
I like
And they're like, oh, it's like, oh, you're bi. No. I only like pee-pee.
I love that the furry community is so progressive that you have to tell people you're straight, like your own weird coming out, like...
Yeah.
Mom, Dad, I'm a straight furry. Don't be angry.
I can't believe we raised a fucking heterosexual in this house.
Oh my god.
You ever see, like, those, like, cartoons where it's, like, or not cartoons, but, like, I always think about this one, like, because I think they showed it in health class at our school. It was, like, it's, like, this, like, skit where they basically, like, just roleplay, like, the real world, except, like, what they teach you in schools and what they talk about is all homosexual relationships, to be, like, this is how it feels to be, like, you know, bullied when you're not straight. It's like, you know, like, all the people are being like, they're being like, okay, guys, we're going to learn about the dads and the moms now. Now, dads and dads love each other very much, or moms and moms love each other very much, and, like, the one kid in the back is like, but I have a mom and a dad, and the entire class just looks at them in disgust, like, heterosexualism.
Where the fuck were you that this was getting played in your school? I didn't get this shit.
We did. I surprisingly enough, like, that was one of the things we learned about as children, is to be like non-discriminatory of different sexualities.
Dude, my fucking health class didn't even acknowledge that gay was an option. It talked purely about straight sex. And also showed me a slideshow of real pictures of STDs on real genitals as a child.
Bro, they did not do that to us.
Yeah, so my school in general, even when it came to like driver's ed, was very like scare tactic oriented.
Okay,
I
that was
tell
scare tactic
people-
oriented.
So I tell people about the shit that my high school did, and no one believes me. So would you like to hear my like wild high school stories?
Yes.
So we'll start with sex ed, then we'll move to driver's ed.
Ooh la
Because
la.
driver's ed is actually the wilder one. So sex ed. So my school was really well known for what they would do. This was middle school, and they would do this to the 6th graders. And what would happen is you would have your sex ed class, and they would do their normal talks, normal diagrams, you know, the banana and the condom, all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But they had this really infamous presentation
Oh god.
that like happened every year, and everyone knew it happened. So they would always warn you, like, "Hey, I think that's coming up this month," because they usually do it like at the same time.
Okay.
It was this guy. He would come in,
Oh goodness.
and he had the same joke he told every year. He would come in, and he would have a condom, and it would be a glow-in-the-dark condom,
Oh my god.
and he would make a joke that it was like lightsabers.
Oh god. I already hate it.
This was a fully grown adult man talking to 6th graders, and then the presentation would continue, and what they would do is they would show us straight up like pictures of real genitalia like riddled with STDs, and this
Like
wasn't
the
to,
most extreme cases.
yes, and this wasn't to show us like how to identify it. Like, it was purely framed as, if you have sex as a child, this will happen to you. Like, it was purely
Like an
framed as-
inevitability kind of thing, right?
It was purely just, if you even think about sex, your vagina will explode with warts. Like, it was just like, let's scare the bejesus out of these children. That's what that was. And that happened every year. Same time. Always happened. Same guy. Lightsaber condom joke.
What the fuck?
This same school in high school had driver's ed, and driver's ed, what they did, two things that they did that no one ever, well, the one no one ever believes me, this one's a bit more believable. So I have asked so many people if they've had this shown in their schools, but like no one else has fucking seen it, so I feel like I'm going insane.
Okay.
But there was this series from the 70s called Red Asphalt. And what Red Asphalt was they would go to real, actual car crashes, totally untouched. Like, basically, they would go to car crashes where everyone died, so there was no rush to clean it up, and they would just film it as it was, like, bodies everywhere. And these videos were just montages of dead bodies in car crashes, and they would show this to us in driver's ed.
I think I might have seen that.
Repeatedly, and the one that I remember, the one that I remember the most, the one that stuck in my head, was there was this one part where they were like panning over a road as like a transition shot, and as they panned over the road, there was just a real severed hand, just in the road, and I remember one tiny high school neuron fired and went, "That was a person's hand." And they just used it as a transition shot. This is disgusting. And the thing is, like, I have pretty bad anxiety, or at least I used to. I've gotten a lot better. But in high school, my anxiety was, like, through the roof, and it got worse in college. So I remember the only effect that this had on me as a child was not drive safe, be careful. The effect it had on me was I do not want to be in a car, period. So my parents would come to pick me up with the car that they bought for me to learn. And they'd come up with this car and go, "Hey, Dare, do you want to drive home?" And I'd look at them and I'd go, "I don't even want to be in a car, let alone drive it." So I'd sit in the back seat, like shaking, like, "Please get us home safe, Jesus Christ," because all I could think about was Red Asphalt. And now, Bun, I see you saying, "Oh, shock education." Wow, this isn't the worst story. We're getting to the worst one. The last one is the worst. So this is the worst story about what my school did. So my school apparently had like this club for like drunk driving, and the funny thing about it was the only people in that club were all of the like popular kids who were the only ones who did the drunk driving after parties. It was
Mhm.
only that, and they were in the club, but they were doing it for like college credits, I'm pretty sure. And apparently, our school is not the only one to do this. It's a thing that schools do, but everyone I have talked to has never heard of it, never had it happen, don't believe me that it happened. But what they did was they did a fake crash. So what they did, no warning, no telling us what was going on. They just said, everyone in this grade level, go outside to the field and sit out on the field. So we all get pulled out there, and there's like stuff covered with tarps out there, and we're all sitting, and we're like, what the fuck is this about? And as we're sitting there, they pull these tarps off, and they're crashed cars. So what they did was they actually went to like junkyards and found cars that had been in crashes and took them, and they made this like story about how like our classmates had been at a party and drank and drove and died, and they actually put like special effects makeups on the kids to make them look like they'd been in crashes. And I remember distinctly there was this one kid named John, and the storyline had been that he had been thrown through the windshield and died, and when they pulled the tarp off, he was literally laying on the front hood with SFX makeup on him to make him look like he was bleeding and dead. And we're sitting there in pure silence as we're seeing like Jacqueline like come out of her car and pretend that she just killed one of her friends, like acting it out. And then actual ambulances and an actual like ambulance helicopter, like full stop, like came in and started like loading them on like they were actually injured and pulling them away. And then when this was done, they brought us all into the gym and then ran a fake funeral for John, in which they had the girl that they pretended killed him come in handcuffs and a jumpsuit and talk about how she was going to jail for it in like what was supposed to be his memoriam or something. And like John's mom, I remember this, his mom showed up and fake cried at the fake funeral, and we all had to sit there and pretend that John was dead. And then when it was over, essentially the PSA was "Don't drink and drive," sparkle emoji, and like it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with as a high schooler.
I'm just sitting here like, what the?
Yeah, I've noticed that you're sitting in pure silence. Do you want to hear something more fucked up, actually, that I just
Jesus
remembered?
Christ!
So that's not the first time my school did something like that. You want to know something else they did?
Oh, good lord!
So something else they did was my school did a lot of like active shooter drills. And
Okay.
fun fact, I don't know if I've ever told you this. There was the one time where we thought it was an active shooter drill and it wasn't. There was a man with a gun in the parking lot across the street, and we thought it was a drill, so we were just talking and vibing. But we definitely could have been shot.
Oh
I wasn't,
my
though.
god.
My school had a lot of active shooter incidents. My school had a lot of bomb threats. It also had a lot of like active shooter drills. So one of these drills, they got really into it, and they got the actual police, and they got actual EMTs, and they pulled teachers aside and said, "Okay, guys, we're gonna designate some of the teachers as injured, some of them as dead, and some of them as fine. And the ones who are injured and dead, we're gonna put makeup and gore on them. And the dead ones, you lay in the hallway and pretend to be dead, so that the kids get used to seeing the teachers dead in the hallway. And then we're gonna run the active shooter drill." So I remember distinctly, the thing that stuck out to me was that I remember coming out from that active shooter drill, and one of my favorite teachers ever, my AP history teacher, he had been designated I think he was designated as one of the dead ones, because we came out and he was like sitting near an ambulance or something. He was being looked at like to add to the mystique, but he had this like big, like gory head wound that someone had done up for him to pretend to be dead. And I remember seeing that, and just in the back of my mind, my tiny high school brain had to consider, what if my favorite history teacher did get shot? What if he did die? Like, I had to consider that, and it was really fucked up. And I remember when I went to Ireland to study abroad, I was talking to other educators, because I was there to study education. And I remember talking to someone, and this is what really radicalized me and made me really hate America. But first of all, Ireland has like no fucking school shootings. Like, even the cops don't have guns in Ireland.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, Dublin isn't overrun with crime. Like, it's fine. But like, we were there, and I remember I was talking to an educator, and she looked me in the eyes and she said, "It sounds like they traumatized you doing that." And I remember sitting there and going, Yeah, I think it was a trauma. Like, just running... Because my school particularly went ham with, like, the shock value. I don't know why, but they did.
Clearly, yeah, holy fuck.
Yeah, did I never tell you these stories? Cause, like,
No, you didn't!
yeah, so that's that good Pennsylvania education.
What in the hell?
Yeah, growing up in semi-rural Pennsylvania was such a trip.
Like, man, I thought, like, my, you know, what is it, driver's ed, like, I think we had something like red asphalt or very similar to, like, we did have scare tactics in our driver's ed, but nothing to the extent of, like, having students and or staff, like, fake either being injured or dead.
I was gonna say, you didn't have the mock crash with the mock funeral.
No, we did not have the mock crash with the mock funeral. We did not have that.
And it's really funny, because I distinctly remember, I didn't really like John Barna, so I remember sitting there and being like, I don't think this has the intended effect. Like,
I mean, that's really fucked up, but, like, wow.
Like, I'm not really friends with John. I don't know him too well. He's one of the more popular kids. I don't think this is having the intended... I mean, it's shocking, and it's making me go, like, wow, my friends could die at any moment. This is definitely something a high schooler needs to consider. But I don't think it had quite the intended effect.
Jeez.
Because also, here's the funny thing, right? Like, so I was telling you, like, the kids that were running this were the only kids that were having these parties with alcohol and shit.
Mm-hmm.
The one guy who was involved in that mock crash that was, like, anti-drink driving, I heard this wild rumor about him, that one time he got so drunk at a party that someone dared him to, like, swallow a live fish, like someone's pet betta fish, and he did.
Oh my god.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't want that motherfucker telling me not to drink and drive, like...
Yeah, like...
I'm not doing it to begin with. This motherfucker ate a fish.
This motherfucker got so drunk he ate somebody's fish.
Literally, so I'm saying, like, don't tell me how to live my life, Jack, or whoever the fuck. Like, I'm not swallowing fish at someone's house party. Like, I'm fine, dude. So no, my school had an interesting take on education.
Very interesting, like... We had nowhere near that level of shock value, like... Oh! Nevi is introducing shamanic.
Stream today. Greetings to Rod Keel as well.
Just, oh.
I think that's part of why I became an education major and wanted to be a teacher, because, like, that is not how you teach kids. Like, I really feel like the way America sees childhood is really borked, and, like I said, I've been horribly radicalized, but, like... Ugh, America.
Fuck! Sorry, I spilled all kinds of shit. Yeah, I know. I love hearing Nevermore speak. It brings me such serotonin. Seeing my little burb. No, you're good. You didn't interrupt my...
No, dude,
That's kind of the point of being on stream anyway, is, like, you gotta expect interruptions. But, like, oh man,
yeah.
like...
Nakara, if you have any questions about my super fun high school...
I know one thing I know about it, never go there. Never bring children there.
No, it was such a wild fucking... Oh!
Hydrate!
Okay, wait, this is the same high school, and I gotta tell this story in tandem to show you how fucking insane the story was, so keep in mind all the shit I just told you.
Or bring beta fish. Yeah, don't bring beta fish there either.
Don't bring beta fish there. Jack will eat it. So yeah, so this same school... So this school, not to totally give away, because I don't want to be doxxed, but, like, this school was, like, right on the river that separates Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Thank you.
And there was a Jersey town that was, like, right across it, so basically, like, Pennsylvania town, Bridge, Jersey town.
Mm-hmm.
And they both had, like, really good football teams for their high schools, so they had this, like, ongoing rivalry that's, like, over 100 years old, and I think it's, like, the oldest football high school rivalry, like, in existence, or at least in America.
Damn.
And they play it the fuck up every year. Like, the Thanksgiving Day football matchup is always those two teams. Like, whoever sets up the high school, like, football teams, they always make sure on Thanksgiving Day it's those two schools. It's always a big thing, and, like, they keep track of who's winning the most over the years. I think currently it's the Pennsylvania school, or at least it was when I graduated. But every year, this became a tradition where every year they would try and make a bonfire that was big enough that the people across the river could see it the night before as kind of like a fuck you like thing.
Thank
They would
you.
sit, so they would
My
sit there
fire's
and make
bigger
this
than
big,
yours.
yeah, they would try to make this big bonfire, and they would make like a dummy of the mascot and like set it up on top and burn it. And the thing is, it was part of like your senior week when you were going to graduate that you would
Oh,
make.
you're the class that broke the glass.
Okay, so we're getting there. So yeah, so basically, you get the whole day off of class to do nothing but stack wood pallets. So this same school that's like, don't drink and drive, don't get STDs, and we're gonna scare the shit out of you to not do it, is like, we're gonna give you a whole day off of school so you can take random wood pallets with rusty ass nails that we get donated from literally whoever, and do nothing but manual labor all day and take them off of trucks and stack them literally as tall as a fucking building. Like, if you fell off that pile, you would definitely break your fucking neck. Like, I'm pretty sure it got as tall as the actual 3-story building. But we, like, got more pallet donations than, like, anyone before us, and we stacked it, like, so fucking tall. And then, at the same time, you had to spend the whole night camped out next to it, because then it became a tradition for the Jersey City to come and try and light it on fire early. So you had to camp out in the cold next to the giant pile of wood for a whole evening. So I did that. So then we went to light it on fire, right? So we light it on fire, whole thing, like, lights up, and it's one of those things where the fire was so big and so hot that if you tried to stand closer than 30 feet, it was just too hot to literally physically deal with. So when it burns, there's this big ring of empty space around it where people just physically can't stand because it's that hot. And we built it, like, a little too close to the school and a little too big, and we found out the next day that all the glass on that side of the school, all the windows were all cracked from how hot the fire got. So we became known as the class that broke the glass, and ever since then, students haven't been allowed to build it that big or that close, so we're gonna forever hold the record. But of course, every year that came after us is like, we did it bigger, and it's like, did you fucking break the glass? I don't think so, punk bitch.
Did you break the glass?
I don't think so, you punk ass bitch. But I remember distinctly I had a Japanese teacher who had one of the classrooms facing that side. And I remember so clearly I came into class the next day, big smile on my fucking face, because, you know, the indoctrination is real. And I get in there, and she's like, you motherfuckers broke my window. And we're like, we're not sorry, sensei. And she's like,
we're not sorry, sensei.
Fantastic. I loved her. She was my favorite. She's the reason I became a teacher, her and my English teachers. But she was like, you bitch asses, you broke my fucking window. And we're like, sorry for party rocking so hard, sensei.
Sorry for party rockin', sensei. Oh, that's good.
The same school that tried to, like, break the fear of God into us is like, yeah, we'll let 17, 18-year-olds stack wood as high as a 3-story building and then light it all on fire. That's totally safe and fine. That's fine.
I just threw that body down.
Yeah, no, my high school was special.
Yeah, I'll say, jeez.
This is the same school that, okay, I have more stories.
Oh my god!
I, like, keep remembering fucky shit about my high school, and then I'm like, okay, that was funny. Like, so here's the thing, right? I thought this was all normal. So here's the thing. I thought this was all normal until I got to our college, Nikara.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I started telling people these stories, because I'm like, didn't we all have this? And they're like, what the fuck, no. And that's when I was like, wait a minute.
You're
So
like,
here's another
I'm the
thing.
fucked up one.
Literally. So here's another thing my school had. So my school was huge. It pulled from, like, a bunch of different, like, townships. So it had, like, you know how our college had, like, 3,000 kids?
Yeah.
My high school at any given time usually had just a few hundred more.
Okay.
So my high school was bigger than our college. So we had a lot of kids. And we also had a lot of, like, poorer townships and issues with different communities not mingling well is what I'll say. The town that we were in was very diverse, and diversity is great, but sometimes different groups don't always get along so hot. And then all of them would all send their kids to the high school. because it was the one big high. So that didn't always go well. So kids got in a lot of fights. There was a lot of violence, a lot of gang shit going on as well, like near that high school. And there were so many kids in there that it was really hard to discipline them all. So the idea that my school had to fix this problem was, we will make a separate school called the Academy, and we will send all the naughty and bad children to the Academy and literally section them off from the good children. Here's the funniest part about the Academy. Do you know where they got the building for it?
Is it a prison?
No, so here's the funniest thing. The town that this was all in is actually the home of Crayola. Like, this is where Crayola is, and you can go and visit the fun Crayola building. They bought an extra building that Crayola didn't need and turned that into the Academy.
Yes.
They bought a fucking building from Crayola and went, this is where all the naughty children
put all the naughty children in the Crayola room.
This is actually leading to a funnier story. So I had a group of friends in this high school that, looking back, they were a bad group of friends, but at the time they were my best friends. And there was this one girl who, there was this kid who just started, like, for some reason harassing her, like, randomly hugging her, coming up to her, like, I don't like her nowadays, but, like, no kid deserves that. Like, he was randomly hugging her and harassing her and, like, saying they were boyfriend and girlfriend. It was really fucking, literally out of nowhere. We did not know this kid.
Okay.
And he did this for, like, a week or two. And then he just, blip, vanished. Like, we didn't hear about him at all. And I remember we were like, hey, Aaron, where did your boyfriend go? And eventually someone found out that he had come to school with a knife, and they found it, so they sent him to the academy, and that's why we never saw him again. So that's the funny thing, is you'd have a kid doing something, he would just be fucking gone, and you'd be like, where did he go? And you'd have to hear through the grapevine that he got sent to the academy.
What the fuck?
Like, straight up, kids would be fucking spirited away, vanished, poof, gone. And you'd be there like, where did they go? And then someone would be like, I heard he went to the academy because he had a knife. And you're like, wait, he had a knife? Like,
man, the academy, like, it's like the academy ghost stories.
Kids would just fucking vanish, and you're like, where'd they go? And it's like the academy, and you just learned to take that as an answer. So,
God.
So when I got to college, I'm like, yeah, the academy, where all the nasty little gremlin kids go. And then everyone else is like, what?
No, I'm just sitting here like, what?
And I just sit there like, was the academy not a normal thing? Did not everyone
have
the bad and naughty school that Crayola funded? Like,
the bad and naughty school. God, reduced to crayons! Shit!
God, reduced to crayon.
The new ghost story for the academy. Did you hear about what happened to Billy? No, what happened to him? I heard they took him to the academy and melted him into the orange crayons.
Oh my god, dude, the town that I grew up in, again, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get fucking doxxed, but, like, the town I grew up in was the weirdest fucking shit. It was the weirdest fucking town. I'm remembering more funny stories about the town, not specifically the high school. Would you like to hear more about my fucked up childhood?
I like how the stream has become Dare/Roadkill gives us stories about his fucked up childhood while Nakara cleans up dead bodies in the background.
So, okay, so here's another funny story about that town, and then I have funny stories about the town that I was born in, so that's a different town.
Oh, right, yeah.
Pennsylvania's a fucking trip, dude. I can at least say the state, because, like, there's no way you're gonna find me in a whole fucking state. But
Exactly.
Pennsylvania's a fucking trip, dude. So, so the same town that all this reduced to crayons happened in,
I'm never getting over that.
So this is actually conjunctive with Crayola. That's why I remembered it. So Crayola in this town, and because of this, people will probably find where it is, because, like, just look up where Crayola's from and you'll find it. But in this town, Crayola had, like, a tourist attraction that was mainly geared towards kids, but it's like a fun little Crayola attraction. You can go and you can make your own crayons. You can, like, do arts and crafts. It's really cute. For the longest time, for some godforsaken reason, I think it's because maybe they owned the building before Crayola and Crayola, like, joined with them. But, so in this town, there used to be this old canal that had boats that would be pulled up and down by donkeys to, like, move, like, stuff before, like, main industrialization and trains and shit happened. Because this town's been there since, like 1700s.
The ye olden days.
Yeah. So I guess there was a canal museum there because for some reason, whenever you went to the Crayola like little like attraction thing, there was Crayola, and then there was the separate but adjoined canal boat museum. And this canal boat museum had canal rides. Like you could ride the boat with the donkeys, and as you're on the boat, like they would tell you the history. And my cousin Hunter came over one time when we were both young, and he grew up to be a fine young man who works on trains because he was always like obsessed with trains.
I
But
like trains.
when he was a child, he was a fucking goblin. So, like, and when I say goblin, I mean, like, think about the worst stereotype of a misbehaved kid. That was him.
Oh God.
And I was, like, the goody two-shoes kid. So we were, like, so contradictory. But when he came over, my parents were like, we're gonna do a bunch of, like, kid stuff, with your cousin. So we went on the canal boat ride, because we had never been on it before. So we're sitting on the ride, and me and Hunter are children, but even my parents are finding this, that it's a huge boat pulled by donkeys. Can you imagine how slow that shit is? And then you have someone in like period dress at the front, like just telling you canal boat history. It is the most boring fucking thing on the. Fun fact: they don't do it anymore because it was that bad. They just stopped. There's no more canal boat rides in this town.
Oh fuck! I wanted my canal boat ride.
So we go through this fucking canal boat ride, and we finally get to the end, and Hunter, I'm pretty sure, had some, like, undiagnosed ADHD or some shit, because he just, like, could not sit still. He could not handle that fucking ride. So we get off, and he's, like, throwing a fit, rightfully because he was a child who was bored out of his goddamn mind. He's throwing the biggest fit, and my Uncle Jack, like, grabs him by the arm, doesn't hurt him, just grabs him by the arm to get him to stop moving, looks him in the eyes, and goes, "You cut that out right now, or I'm putting you back on that boat ride."
The ultimate threat to get your children to stop whining, threaten to put them on a canal boat.
The biggest punishment was putting him back on the kids' attraction. That was the punishment.
Damn.
Back on the canal boat, and you will like it.
You cut that shit out, or I'm putting you back on the boat.
I'll put you back on the boat, boy! So, there's another funny story from Hunter being over. Now I'm just telling funny stories. I've been told I have an interesting life. I don't think that's the case, but I have lots of funny stories. Here's another funny story. This is just Dare's podcast about his fucked up childhood. So, as a child, I really loved caves. I thought they were really cool, really interesting.
Wait, caves? As in, like rock cave, or capes? As in, like, the clothing accessory?
Cave, as in underground cave.
Okay, I couldn't tell. Continue.
So I really liked caves. I thought they were really cool. You got to, like, walk in them. They were cold all the time. Pennsylvania has some really cool caves. If there's anyone out there who really likes caves, Pennsylvania has some really cool caves.
I like caves.
Then come visit me and we'll go to some caves.
I'm going to back down to Pennsylvania, guys. See ya. Bye, stream over.
Caves are really cool. Pennsylvania, fun fact, Pennsylvania has so many caves because most of the underground in Pennsylvania is made of limestone, which really easily gets eroded with water. Which is also why we have so many goddamn sinkholes everywhere.
That'll do it.
Our ground is literally Swiss cheese.
My ground is Swiss cheese.
So there's this one cave that was near where I lived. It was called Lost River Cavern. Again, I'm probably gonna get doxxed, but it was called Lost. It's near where I lived. It wasn't exactly. It was called Lost River Cavern, and the reason it was called Lost River Cavern was it had like a river that went through.
Holy shit!
It came into the cave and exited the cave, but they didn't know where it came from or where it went. It just was there. Like, they couldn't find a source and they couldn't find an endpoint, and they constantly were putting like dye into it and sending scuba divers in it, and they just could not fucking find where this river was going or coming from. So they called it Lost River Caverns. So we thought, okay, after the canal boat ride, we're gonna take Hunter to the cave because that's a lot cooler. So we take Hunter to the cave, and we unfortunately discovered. I'm pretty sure he has claustrophobia.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
So we bring him down there, and the tour guide's like talking, and at some point she's like, fun fact, we're like at least 1,000 feet below the surface or something like that. And ever since she said that, every 2 minutes he would go, how deep are we? And she'd go, oh, we're like 500 feet more. And he'd go, like 2 minutes later, like, how deep are we? And he would like keep asking over and over, how deep are we? and you could hear the like terror in his voice. And the thing is, like, as a child, he used to like torment me a lot. I got such Schadenfreude out of that moment because one, I love caves. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Two, Hunter is pissing himself. This is the best day ever to 8-year-old me.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, that was that town has some fun shit going on.
Wacky.
Then there
Oh,
was
this door
the
opens.
town I was born in.
Oh, that's an elevator that is full of bodies.
The elevator's full of bodies.
Well, I mean, it's crystal, but, like, there's also blood in it.
Mm.
Okay, I can't open that. Ah, shit! I shattered. I don't know how to clean this shit up. Like, I keep breaking crystals by accident and getting all this blue shit on the floor. I don't know what to do. The clapping as I suffer. Good job, Nicart.
Would you like stories?
Hold on.
Yeah?
I gotta bring these bodies down. My
Mhm.
oh no. Oh, this is gonna. I heard the cracking. Fuck! Me just screaming as I clatter around
Man.
with crystallized bodies.
Ma'am, you Gucci?
I am doing Garbachi right now.
Garbage.
Yeah, guys, remember, if you ever want to make like a quality clothing brand, but like make it out of like really shitty clothing, I'm gonna do that. I'm making my clothing brand, but I'm gonna make it purposefully the worst ever brand, like the cheapest materials possible, and I'm calling it Garbachi.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Garbachi.
Exactly. Now from the Carolina. Okay. Very carefully, very slowly. Man, you do have some whack ass stories, dude.
The funny thing is, I don't think my life is interesting. I don't think I'm interesting, and I don't think I'm that funny until I start talking to someone that I haven't told these stories to. And so, you know that Doofenshmirtz meme, like, if I had a nickel for every time blank happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
That meme applies to me when it comes to meeting a brand new person, telling them a little bit about myself, and then them going, "You're a really interesting person," just flat out word for word.
I don't think I've ever told you that before. I've been up to you going like, wow, Roadkill, you're really interesting.
I have had 2 separate people that I've met who have just gone, "You're a really interesting person." And I have to sit there and be like, "I'm glad you think so. I certainly don't, but okay." But yes, so speaking of which, another funny story. So this one is set in the town that I was born in, which is a very big city. And it's where my dad was born and raised, and he was born and raised in one of the less safe parts of town, I'll say. And my mom actually moved from Ohio to live with him there. And they had me. They had little Roadkill. And little Roadkill lived in that town for a year before my mother said, "It is far too dangerous. I am not raising a child here," and moved us. And part of the reason that happened is so where we lived every night, you know, in movies when they have like the helicopters with the spotlights that like look down to look for drug deals and shit?
Yeah.
They did that every night.
Oh, good lord.
In the neighborhood we lived every night. My mom got to the point where she'd be sitting in the backyard and they would shine the light on her and she'd wave at them. So apparently she was sitting there and she was like gardening and she heard some gunshots. A little known fact about my mother was that she was kind of a gun nut. She just liked to do target shooting. And she mainly wanted them for protection because she was a woman in a mainly like male-dominated field, so she actively actually had to have it for protection because men threatened to rape her a lot for some fucking reason. So she's sitting in the back and she hears gunshots go off and in the alley like next door. And sooner or later some cops come by and they're investigating and they're interviewing my mother. And she's outright like, "Here's the caliber of the gun. Here's how many shots were fired based off of like sound alone." And they're like, "Uh-huh, sure, sweetie. I'm sure you know all that." She goes off to do something else, and my dad is talking to them. And a detective has like a bullet casing like on the end of a pencil, and he comes over to my dad and he goes, "Tell your wife she was right."
Hilarious.
Like, my
Get
mom was a certified
owned.
bad dude.
Like, god damn it. I broke into the crystal. Like, that's honestly fuck. That's honestly sometimes why I like go to my mom and like her family especially, because like I was telling you the other day, and for Chad who doesn't know, I went out to do like some errands not yesterday, but like a day ago. Because I need to get some groceries, want to get like a new candle, you know, get the fall smells. And I went and I parked by like the little I don't really know how to call this store. It's basically just like an organized junk pile, but a store.
I would say it's a general store, because that's very much what that is. It just has a bunch of random shit.
Yeah, we'll call it a general store. So I went to this little general store to get some shit, and then I go out because I need to go make my way over from my car to the grocery store. So I do that, and I go to get in my car. I think I'm on a call with somebody else at this point. Or was it you? Was I on the call?
Me.
It was you.
Me.
We were okay. We were on the call together. Yeah. So I'm on the call with Roadkill. We're vibing, and I just like stop, and I'm like, we have a problem. There,
what do you mean?
there is a nail in my tire, cause like this. It was like this I say wooden beam for a lack of a better term. It's a really thin piece of wood. Like it looks like
It was a stick, but you could tell that it had been like the bark pulled off and like.
No. It was not. It was like something you'd put around like the edge of a window or something. Like, like it was clearly something meant to be built like using to build a house.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it had like 3 nails in it, 2 on each end, 1 in the center, and the center nail had punctured my tire. So I'm sitting here like, oh jeez. Like, what do I do? Like, I have a punctured tire. I still have errands to do. Like, where do I go from here? Oh god, there's an upper level. Oh god, okay. Back down. So, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, well, I see my mom's car is here because she goes to the bar like every day. So I call her up and I'm like, Ma, what do I do? Like, I don't have access to like the mechanic friend we used to have. That's my dad's friend. That's a long story. We're not getting into that. But anyway, she's like, hold on, I'll figure it out, give me a couple minutes. And she calls me back and is like, hey, yeah, go to your grandfather's. I'll meet you there. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we all get down there, and fuck! I broke more crystals. Oh, God. This is, like, story is more, now it gets to be more about the car. Cause, like, I roll up, and I'm, like, getting out of the car to like go flag down my cousin and my uncle, and I'm like, oh shit, the air's leaking out, because I had drove off with the piece of wood still in it, hoping that it would hold until I got there and we could like take it out safely. It did not. It did not. That's it. It did not. And I go to my cousin. He's over here. Like my cousins, one of them went to mechanic school. So I'm like, oh good. And they all work with like heavy duty machinery, so they at the very least know how to manage cars. So we're like, oh fuck, now what do we... No. Fuck you. The disposal... No. Now I have dead body parts everywhere.
Sad.
I'm sad now. It was so clean. It was so pretty. It was so not covered in blood.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Now I have squishy organ bits. But, we get over to the car and they're like, okay, well this is a problem, arguably. And...
Objectively, this is an issue.
Objectively, you indeed have a tire puncture. I also learned that day how to change my own tire. Like a real man. It was really good. I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to go finish my errands that day because, like, we're getting the tire off, we're getting the donut. And the thing you gotta know about my car is a Swedish brand, so unlike the American brands, my tire is up underneath my trunk. So you have to, like, lift up a latch inside, get a crank, roll it down, pull it out from underneath your car, then put it on.
I don't know what it is with you Swedes, but I have a Japanese car and it's in the trunk like any normal person's would be.
Yeah, I don't know, but... We get it down, and we're, like, kind of looking at it really funky, because, like, you can tell this donut on this car has never been used. It's nasty. it looks like, you know, like we're hoping like the fucking interior doesn't rust out before I even put it on the car. And we're just like trying to figure out what to do because it's like, man, I can't really afford to buy a new tire at this moment, but also like this thing looks like it could fall apart at any moment. So as we're getting that down, my grandfather's like, hey, hold on a minute, hold on, I'm gonna go check in the shed here. We'll go see if maybe there's a tire plug in it. And thank the Lord, there was a tire plug in it. And I have now learned that when you have a punctured tire and you have a plug, what you do is you basically, like, it comes with all the shit you need. Obviously, it's a kit. You take this big, I almost want to call it like a screwdriver. It's just like a metal rod at the end. A lot of them are like, what do you call it? Like ribbed or something. And you stuff it in and you... It's ribbed for my tire's pleasure. So you take that part and you re-puncture the hole. You basically make the hole bigger. And then what you do is you take this, like, rubbery material and you put it onto another different kind of, like, similar, rod. And then you shove that down in about 3/4 of the way through. Give it a couple turns, like, turn it, like, once or twice. And then you pull it out. And theoretically, if you have done it correctly, your hole will now be plugged. And that is how, and now I know how to change a tire like a big boy.
Good job.
I did it.
You did it.
Boink. Boink. And I tried to pay them, but they wouldn't do that. Because that's a very common thing, at least in my family. I don't know if other families do this, but like, yeah, another hydrate. Okay. Give me a second.
You gotta hydrate.
Hydration. I don't know if other families do this, but, like, my family has a thing when it comes to, like, accepting payments from family members. And I mean this to, like a very ridiculous extent of, like, they basically will not accept, damn it, they will not accept when you try to pay them for any sort of favor. Like, I remember, we do this a lot with family friends, too. Like, we just refuse to accept financial, help.
You've done that shit to me too.
I know I've
like,
done that shit to you,
sweetie, and you're like, no.
I'm like, no, I'm a big girl. I can buy my own snackies. But no, this is like one of the more ridiculous times I remember this happening. Like, it turns into like a full on like mini battle. There's two examples. One I remember is like this happened to me because I think I was used for this tactic. I can't remember what they had done, but anyway, somebody had done a favor for us, and, like, you know, my dad's over here trying to do the thing of, like, you know, please accept this money, and they're like, no, it's fine, it's okay. You know, I was being nice. And, like, they start walking away, or to go do something, and my dad goes, okay, Nakara, take this bill, shove it in their purse, don't let them know. So I basically do a reverse pickpocket. To shove some money in their purse. And then another time, and this was at a restaurant. It was like us and some family friends, and like it comes to the bill, and my dad just says, you know, put it all as one. And like they start getting into a mini argument about like, no, you don't need to do that. I can pay for my portion, your friends, yada yada. The waiter comes over to bring the checkbook. So my dad takes the checkbook, puts his card in it. The other person then picks up the checkbook, takes the card, slides it back to my dad, puts his card in it. This goes on repeat. And then, like, finally, the friend gets the checkbook, has their card in, and just refuses to set it back down. They're like, you're not swapping the cards out. So, the waiter comes back, you know, he hands the checkbook over. My dad gets up, follows the waiter, and makes him take the card out so he can put his card in. And at that point, it's just like, well, okay, that happened.
Now, see, I remember in freshman year of college, you helped me move out. You, like,
yes, I did.
single-handedly grabbed this huge thing full of books that me and my dad couldn't get together. And you brought it all the way down in the car. And my dad is like, please, Nakara, let me buy you a lunch. And you're like, no. We're like, yes, please. And you're like, no. And I hope you realize, to this very day, every time I bring you up, he goes, you know, I still owe her lunch. Like, to this fucking day.
Donald, I'm so sorry, but it's my pride. Though I don't know, I've gotten a little, I don't know if you want to say better about it, like, at some point I'm just like, you know what, I'll accept it, you know, because sometimes you just push people too much about that shit and they kind of get mad.
He wants to feed you.
I know he wants to feed me. Well, maybe the next time I come down and visit, Donald can, like, buy me some Panera bread or something.
Well, whenever you go to Ohio, I'm buying you a lunch.
Oh,
like
you're buying me a lunch in Donald's name?
Yeah. And I'll let Donald know we finally got you that lunch you earned.
The exciting saga comes to an end. The years old debt has been repaid.
Bring us the girl, wipe away the debt. Give her the lunch, wipe away the debt.
The final debt.
Bioshock, Nakara.
Hold on, I gotta see. I'm trying to, like, wipe up the blood at this end of this hall because I want to see what's around this corner and if it's another way back down, but I also don't want to step in the blood and make more blood. Okay, yes, but it's, like, the long way, so probably not doing that. We're gonna go back. There's so much crystal shit, man. I know I chose this map specifically because it's like, oh, it's gonna take 3 hours. That sounds perfect. That's about how long the stream takes, but I'm just sitting here like, oh god. Oh geez, maybe I'm in over my head.
This is why it takes 3 hours.
Well, I also don't know, it says it averages 3 hours, but I'm like, is it 3 hours solo?
That's a good question.
Because they never tell you, like, I mean, I'm in solo mode, so I assume that the time they're telling me is 3 hours solo. But I kind of worry about that sometimes. Oh my god, the amount of crystal that just broke. I don't know what it is about this corner, but every time I try to go around this corner, I end up on this beam, and, like, I crouch walk because, well, not crouch walk, but I slow walk, because if you press shift in this game, it makes you, walk slower.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, every time I do that, I'm doing my slow walk, when I'm up on that beam, it refuses to let me get down, so I have to normal walk, and when you do, physics take over, shattering of glass everywhere. And I also need to figure out how to clean up all these, like, piles of, like, shattered crystal. Because I know how to clean up the, like, the weird, like, crackling thing. I know how to clean this effect up. But the actual crystal itself, what happens when you shatter a crystal on the ground, I have no clue how to clean. I assume there would be a secondary device in here that does it, but I don't know. Unless, like, maybe do I just have to mop it enough times?
I can say just mop it up, dude. Just mop it.
Well, I can't do it right now. My mop is covered in icky gem person blood. Oh, I get anxiety hearing, like, all the fucking clanking of glass together. What? I mean, hey, at least the crystals aren't as, like, messy as, like, normal human body viscera. Well, like, crystals don't leak blood, usually.
Usually.
I say usually because there is crystal person blood, but I don't really know what oh, wait, I was gonna read the tablet. Hold on. I didn't want to interrupt your story, but I found a lore tablet. Let's see. A data log. The date is May 19th, 2184. We found all sorts of uses for the crystals. One of the most promising so far is perhaps in weapons research. I've modified several HVC Mk9 lightning guns to deliver greater current. My finest accomplishment, however, is taking shape. I call it the gluon gun. What a marvel of science it is. Using the crystal's immense energy, I can generate and direct a beam of pure quark gluon plasma, a substance so hot and unstable, it quickly decays back into ordinary matter that can be reused. It's genius! Pure genius! Unfortunately, I just can't bring myself to use it on another living creature. Maybe Dr. Stalls would be willing to.
I can't use it on another living creature. That guy who's really fucked in the head, maybe he will though. That washes my sins. I'm not involved.
I'm only the person who made the gun. I didn't fire it.
Yeah, you see, it's similar to where, like, I couldn't even finish the sentence. It's just like, yeah, I may have made the horrible death machine, but if I didn't shoot it, it's not my fault.
Logic.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, come on. Remember, guys, if you don't shoot the horrible death machine, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Even if you made it, it's still not your fault because you're not the one who fired it.
Hey, that'll hold up in court.
Yep. Well, let me try just like mopping these up and seeing what happens. Wait, I have an idea. I see this broom here. Ah! It's a... What the fu- Oh, you sweep it up and it turns back into a crystal.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, and then you just pick up the crystal and then... Oh, hold on. Tits is being stupid again.
Tits?
Not my tits.
Not tits.
Not tits. Alright, there we go. Got it. Come on, put me back in the game, please. Thank you. Wait, where's my... Oh, do I still have my mop? Or my broom? There it is. Okay, so... Okay, this is way easier than I thought it would be.
My cats are fighting. You might hear that in a second. They're,
I heard
the girls
Elliot go... I heard Elliot go burr earlier.
Ellie go burr.
Oh, I think there's a gunshot on the floor. I'm noticing a severe lack of bullet holes, so I'm guessing, like... There was no using of guns to, like, put down the crystal people.
Hmm.
But I'm not entirely sure yet. Oh, that's the log. It's so funny kind of watching them reform back into a crystal that you can grab. Okay. Okay. I'm surprised I didn't think of this sooner, honestly. It makes sense, like, what else do you do with shattered glass? You sweep it up.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this must be the gun that fires the thing, but I can't hold it. At least,
Yeah.
not like normally. Look at that, look at that. Well, time to burn this abomination. No more evil science for you. Alright, sweep up. Oh, I'm sweeping all the crystals. I wonder how they did that. This is really fun. I'm really invested in this one now. I've never seen this mechanic before in this game, and this is, like, so cool. I love how each world usually has, like, some little different thing that you have to do. I remember me and my friends did one that was really crazy, and that was you literally had to clean up, like, viscera and blood in a zero-G environment.
I remember that. I've done that one, too.
God, that was hard. Because everything just starts floating around. Like, you can turn the gravity on and off by using certain machines, but, like, man, that is hard. Oh, I've been working on the crystals. You know, you got what you gotta do as a janitor. You gotta sing yourself some. Tunes. Oh wait, speaking of tunes, where is it? No, come back.
We can tell more funny stories.
Time to
oh, there go the cats.
Time to put on the big banger.
The Big Banger?
Yeah. It's a little device in this game, and by little I mean it's an absolutely massive stereo. That, I think you can actually, if you go into the files of the game and put in different MP3s, you can, like, put on your own songs. If I'm not mistaken. Alright, sweep up the crystal. How about you over here? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now we're vibing, boys. Now we're vibing.
I have to clean up my Panera bread.
Your Panera bread.
Be right back.
This music kind of slaps, actually. At least I changed off the original music they give you, because that music sucks. I need to find one of my laser guns, though. we go. There we go.
I love when my cat gets really excited and starts to run, but he's running so hard that he loses traction. And like a race car with tires with no fucking treads, he just starts skidding out. So you see his back paws like swivel, and you hear as his claws just like try to grasp onto the fake wood floor, and he just
Oh, poor baby.
doesn't go anywhere.
That poor lad. Alright, picking up the crystals. Gonna dispose of them properly this time.
Alright, what other dumb stories should we tell?
That is a very good question.
What else is dumb and funny?
Chat, quick, give us dumb... What topic should we talk about? What are some hot takes you want to hear?
Hot take.
I don't know.
What will get me canceled on Twitter.com the fastest?
I will say, though, it's actually nice getting to hear you chat for some of the first times here, Meow. Is it Meowvelous? Is that how you say it? That's what it looks like to me.
Malvolous.
Malvolous. I hope I'm saying it right.
Meow.
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 Alright, more cream stills into the box.
If chat doesn't give me anything, then I'm picking, and y'all don't want that.
4, let's see. Oh, no, it's 4. I want 4. 4 is the broom. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2,
Alright,
3.
chat had their chance. I'm gonna... Let's
Dare's
see.
making executive. Can you talk about spoopy horror movies?
We could talk about spooky horror movies.
Motherfucker!
What do you want to talk about spooky horror movies wise?
I guess I'm actually going to be watching a new horror movie Monday.
Ooh,
For the-
what's the movie?
It's like the new Michael Myers one.
Oh my god, I just had a coworker tell me their opinion about that today at work.
Well, don't give me any spoilers, but is their opinion good, bad, or meh?
They leaned into me and went, "Have you seen the new Halloween movie?" And I said, "No." And she said, "It's ass." And then walked away.
Okay, good to know.
She just went, "It's ass." And
It's ass. Man, my
So
grandmother
according to
looks
my
so
co-
disappointed.
So according to my coworker, it's absolute booty cheeks.
Okay, good to know. Because I remember we were talking about like the horror movie just at dinner tonight. Because I had gone down to like go visit my grandparents and I hadn't seen them in a hot minute, other than when Papa fixed my tire. And like, you know, Mom was like, "Oh, you know, like I was gonna watch it with your sister, but then she got busy doing other stuff, and like, you know, I know you like horror movies, so we can watch that one." I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like, "Yeah." I was telling her about Dead by Daylight, so I'm like, "Yeah, we love Michael Myers and Dead by Daylight, and like all the other horror movies, like." I know all the other big names. I'm like, I like listening to me off. I'm like, you know, I know Bubba, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know Michael Myers. I know Freddy from Halloween. I see my grandmother over in the corner just being like, "Oh my god, you degenerates." Because she kind of just sighs and goes like, "Ugh." Because I guess she doesn't like the fact that we enjoy horror movies.
Sounds like a prude. I'm just kidding.
Sounds like a prude. I mean, considering my grandmother's best friend is the wife of the pastor at our church.
Catholic priest's kid, and my dad watched all 5 Scream movies with me, so she needs to get on my level.
I have no idea. Graham is just interesting about some certain things. Like, she always gives like my grandfather and my mother shit about eating salt too much.
What?
Yeah, she hardly seasons her food with salt.
Hmm.
And like one thing that I remember hearing that I haven't actually seen in person myself, but I remember this happening is like like, you know, my grandmother wants to keep them in good health, right? You know, as long as they can. Which makes sense, you know, when you're old, you want to make sure you can live as long as you can. But like there will be times where like she'd like fix Papa his, you know, plate of food for dinner, and then like at a certain point when I guess she's decided he's had enough to eat, she'd just take his plate from him. and just like dump the food.
Why? That just sounds like extra steps to food waste.
I'm just like, I'd never seen this in person, but I guess like she would do that at sometimes, being like, okay, John, you've eaten enough meatloaf tonight, no more meatloaf for you, and just take his food.
That sounds
It's like, did you ever consider maybe he's still hungry?
That sounds low-key abusive.
I don't know. I don't know if she
bad.
still does this or not.
I hope she don't.
I hope she don't, cause like she's very intensive about like weight, and like that's part of like why I have such like bad body issues. Cause like I ate a lot as a kid. I was always very hungry, for many reasons.
Yeah.
And like my grandmother, like she'd see me eating like a plate of food, like even nowadays, like I'll come down, like if she's visiting, you know, fix myself like a plate of pizza rolls and like maybe sit down and have a chat, and she's like, you know, she'll sit there and be like, you know, those are gonna make you gain more weight, you really shouldn't be eating those.
Like, I don't know that, ma'am.
Like she'll comment you on every food you're eating. She'll be like, you know,
Yeah.
that's really high in cholesterol, or that, you know, that has a lot of fats in it. It's like, yes, Graham, I know.
Yes,
I'm hungry, and this is what I have access to right now, thank you. But it's just, it was, like, or, like, you know, every time she sees me, she'll be like, have you lost any weight yet? And I'm like,
Ma'am,
I'm like, I'm trying, thanks for reminding me.
Bad.
It just, yeah. Or, like, she'll like, decide your portions. She always gives everybody else shit, too, about their own portions. Like, she will, like, actively look at you in disgust if you have what would probably be considered an average size portion of food.
Ugh.
Like, I kid you not when I say, like, whenever she talks about having pie, right? Like, usually at Thanksgiving, like, you'd have one person who, like, you know, cuts the pie and then hands it out to everybody who wants it, right? Just to speedline the process.
Yeah.
And, like, she always says, you know, oh, I want just a sliver. And you cut her a sliver of pie, and when I mean a sliver, I mean, like, it's gotta be thinner than your pinky fingers sliver.
Oh, God, that's not... Ma'am.
It's wild.
Ugh.
And, like, if you have, like,
mother-
any bigger than that, she kind of looks at you like, oh my god, why would you eat all that?
Motherfucker be eating pie like Mickey Mouse in that one scene where they cut in the bread. Like, bro. Like, my man.
I'm just like, Graham, I'm fucking hungry. I need food. I am a growing lady. I need sustenance.
I'm a growing lady. Ugh.
Like,
The thing is, yes, eating, like, not huge portions is integral to, like, losing weight, but also, like, you still need to eat enough to sustain your body. The main thing you need to do to lose weight is eat healthier foods and exercise.
yeah.
So when she's like, you can't have anything but a slice, a sliver, a thought about pie, that doesn't make you lose weight, ma'am.
It's ironic because just naturally on my own, I've become kind of like that. Like, not because I'm trying to be conscious of losing weight, but it's because, like, it's not what I want anymore. Like, you know, as a kid, I could eat, like, an entire blueberry pie all to myself and feel nothing about it. Nowadays, I'm literally like my grandmother of, like, I only want a slice as big as my thumb. Not because I'm like, oh man, I can't eat much more than that or else I'll gain, like, several pounds. It's because I just don't like sugar.
Like dude, it's also, that's just getting older, because, like,
Oh, no.
I remember distinctly, I was quite a growing boy. I remember when I was a kid, so my poor mother, she cooked us dinner all the time, right?
Mhm.
And my mother was an amazing cook. She was so good at cooking. And the problem with when you make good food for my dad's so my dad, I definitely take after him in quite a lot of ways. So my dad used to tell this story about, my dad was the oldest boy, and then there was a younger boy, and then the youngest boy. There were 3 boys, and he had his dad and his mom would cook dinner, and he used to, basically the way he would describe this family was like, they'd all sit down to dinner, they'd all take their pieces, and he basically said, like, if you didn't want to lose a hand or a foot, like, keep it away from everyone's mouths and, like, just grab what you could. So, like, basically, like, Dad's family would fucking inhale,
Yeah.
and my dad is not a small boy. He's a big boy. Like, at one point, he weighed like 300, over 300 pounds at some point. He doesn't anymore. He takes far better care of himself, but also because, like, he's had so many heart attacks. He's had open
Yeah.
heart surgery, dude. You know, and he's diabetic. Like, he can't eat like that anymore. But he used to tell this story about how, like, in his heyday, as he puts it,
In the
he could eat,
heyday.
like, he could eat, like, a whole large pizza and then go for, like, a whole ass hoagie afterwards or some shit. Like, he could pack it away. So this man married my poor mother and had me. And we both liked to eat. And my poor mother, the way she used to put it is she goes, okay, so if the recipe says it serves 4 people,
It
that actually
serves
serves
1.
2 of my family members total.
Yeah, no, that's what we did as growing up as a kid too. Cause my mom would like, I'd read.
So my mother would have to make like huge crock pots full of food, and she would spend all day cooking. And she was like a tiny little petite little eater. My dad used to like kind of lovingly tease her about how she had like bird legs. Like she was a smaller beanpole tall woman, so she would like take a little bit of food and she'd sit down and she'd go, I worked so hard all day. And she'd start nibbling at her food. And then me and my father would descend like rabid vultures. we would both take these huge bowls, shove it away, and then go, time for seconds, before Mother even finished her first bowl. And she used to always tell us, leave me a little bit, please. We never did, and there was never leftovers.
Oh,
And
good
my
lord.
poor mother would be like, I have to do this all again tomorrow. This is how I grew up.
No,
And the thing is, like, I wasn't a huge kid. Like, I was bigger than average, but I wasn't huge. So, like, all that was going somewhere. My metabolism was going. Now that I'm an adult, if I, like, look at a medium Domino's pizza wrong, I get a tummy ache. Like, I can't do it.
see, I never grew out of that. At least it's only for certain foods. Like, the only thing that really affects me when in terms of like not wanting to eat much is sugary foods, like cookies, pies, anything like that. And like I used to get so
Yeah.
much shit from my dad for this because you see, like
Really?
growing up, like and even to this day, my dad loves sweets. Like, it was a problem whenever we'd start baking something, because I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person when I start cooking something, I usually only lay out the ingredients I need, maybe have some
Yeah.
extras.
No, yeah. And then he'll come in
And he'll
eat
come
it,
in and
then
he'll
he
start
won't have
eating
enough.
it. And then I'll be like, it's
Yeah.
not enough, and he'll be like, it's fine. And then the food comes out and he's like, why isn't there enough? It's like, I
Literally.
wonder!
So, funny story, again, from my fun childhood.
Funny tee.
Like I said, my mother was a big cook, and she would do the same thing. She'd get in the kitchen, she'd lay everything out, she had everything just as she needed it, she'd be working, and like, it wasn't a huge kitchen. My dad, my big oaf of a father, would toddle his way in, and he would just start
Toddle.
sticking his fingers in everything and
Yep.
eating and like getting in her way. And she would eventually get to the point where she'd go, shoo, shoo, get out of here, and like smacking him on the back and getting him out of there. And then he'd go, okay, and he'd toddle out. And as a kid, I found this really funny, and I would sometimes do the same thing, and my mother would be like, please, God, no. And now that I'm older, me and my dad have been trying to cook, because Mom isn't around to cook anymore. So we've been trying to cook to eat healthy, and I'll be cooking. The other day, I was making chili, and I did the thing where I set everything out, I opened all the cans, I had it all nice and ready, I was putting it together, my fucking dad toddled his little ass in there, and he started picking beans out of the can, and I'm sitting there like, please do not stick your filthy fingers in my can of kidney beans. I really do not need this right now. And I tried to get him to leave, and I had to do exactly what my mom did. I had to start smacking him on his back and going, Donald, get out of here. I need to cook. And he's like, I'm starving. And I'm like, the longer you're in here, the longer the chili takes. Get out of here. Like, he's fine.
God, I wish I could have done that, because you see, like if you started being like, you know, you need to get out of here. I'm trying to cook the food. He wouldn't just like, you wouldn't just smack him on the back a couple times and go, okay, I guess I'll leave. My dad would actively yell at you and like threaten you.
Like I said, my dad is one of the few good boomers who takes things usually in good humor.
Yeah, my dad would.
I know your dad is a bad boomer.
My dad is a bad 40-year-old man.
What's really
He's Gen
funny is
X's.
when I finished that chili, we were eating it, and my dad, like, he's very much a boomer, where he doesn't give compliments all the time. You have to usually ask him for them, so it's part of why I had issues with self-esteem,
Mood.
especially after mom passed. And like, so when he does give compliments, you're like, oh, so he like means it, especially if it's unprompted.
Right.
That same chili that he toddled his little ass in and got in the way of, like 2 minutes after he got his huge fucking bowl and sat down at the living room TV to eat, I heard, like, I was eating in the kitchen because I was watching a YouTube video. I heard him yell from the living room, "This is really good," and that's it. I was like, ah, Donald likes the chili. That's the Donald seal of approval.
Donald's seal of approval on your chili.
He really liked my chili, dude. I made good chili.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we love that.
It was so funny because I literally 2 seconds before that was sitting there thinking, this turned out really good this time. I did a good job. And then I just hear my fucking father like, this is good.
This is good.
It's like, thank you, father. I appreciate it.
Fuck yeah, I really wanna cook some more stuff again, but like, honestly, like, because usually like when it comes to like us eating here, like nowadays, because it's just me and my mother living in this house. Sometimes my sister will live here, but typically like this, ever since all this like bullshit that I'm not gonna get into has gone down, me and my sister have basically like swapped favorite parents in a weird way. Because beforehand, growing up, it used to be my father. We used to be the ones who would hang out all the time, get along the most. Now, you know, like, not in the same way of, like, I actively, like, go searching for them, but I tend to get along more better with my mother.
That's fascinating.
Well, yeah, I was surprised at how things went down, because, like, you know, like, me and my sister, like, we're both scared of my dad, like, honestly. We're both pretty scared of him. But, you know, like, I took that fear and I'm like, this is not healthy. I should get away from this. And, like, you know, started moving to make my life better without him in it. My sister, on the other hand, is afraid of him and thought he will kill me if I leave him in prison. And let him out.
Man, that's
and now like you know, actively tries to be around him a lot more when she comes out in the weekends.
I don't get that. I don't.
I can kind of understand, because, you know, some people will like, it's what we used to do growing up as a kid.
Let me put it this way. I understand it from the psychological trauma response perspective, but from the emotionally mature perspective, I'm like, that's not the answer.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Remember, kids, don't enable bad behavior. It's only gonna bite you in the butt later.
Literally, that's why I trained Donald like a dog until he was a good dad. I'm just kidding. He was always a good dad. I just ironed out the kinks. It was fine.
You just ironed out the kinks. I just had to iron out the wrinkles in Donald's personality.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's gotten a lot better, you know? He's like a dog. If you just give him enough good food, he just...
But man, like, dude, I really, like, getting back to, like, off the tangent, like, I really miss, like I was saying, my mom isn't usually here with me a lot of the time, because, like, we have, like, very different schedules. I'm more active at night, she's more active in the day.
Yeah.
So we have, like, very different schedules when it comes to, like, you know, eating, sleeping, all of that shit. Especially because I don't have a job.
Yeah.
At least not a full-time one. So, like, I really miss, like, being able to, like, cook meals either with or for somebody. Because that was, like, my favorite thing to do growing up. Was just be like, find a recipe, being like, ooh, this sounds like a good recipe. Try it out, like, maybe make it for dinner that night. And be like, how is the recipe? Is this a keeper? Are we keeping this in the recipe books? You know?
I'm sorry. My cat, like, just jumped on my back, and then as he was sitting down, he has specifically, put his asshole on my head.
Gotta get you a twinkle tush.
And I don't I don't, Elliot. I really don't want your tush on my face.
Gotta give him a twinkle tush.
I'm not putting a twinkle.
Why
you
not?
fucking twinkle tush. You try and get that shit on a 1-year-old cat, dude. You fucking try.
I know I'm fucking with you, dude.
He's a menace to society.
Gotta get him a twinkle tush.
His
Chad, I
ass
hope
is
Chad, I hope to God you know what a twinkle tush is, because I think it's hilarious.
I love twinkle tush.
I love the concept. Like, I couldn't imagine actually putting on your cat, but just the fact that somebody went, I'm really annoyed with my cat putting his butthole on my face. I shall put a very pretty gem over it.
over the asshole.
Over
That
the
makes
asshole.
it so much better. I forget what the like metaphor is, but it's essentially like, you know, no matter how much paint you put on something, if it's like horrible, it's still horrible. And that's
Polishing
what
a
I
turd
imagine
is
with
still a turd.
Yeah, that's how I imagine the cat butthole, where it's like no matter how pretty you make a cat's butthole,
It's
is
still a
cat's
butthole.
butthole.
Yeah.
Like it is still the funniest thing. My cat Edith, she's a tortoiseshell, and most of her rear end is that like blacker color. So the thing with tortoiseshells as well is that their skin can either be darker or pink based on like where the fur patterns are with the orange and the black.
Mhm.
And for some godforsaken reason, all of the fur around her asshole is like pitch black, and then her asshole is bright pink.
Oh God.
So like whenever her tuchus is facing you, you can see it from a mile away. And it's just bad.
That's hilarious.
I don't know why. I don't know why the universe or God or whatever makes animals did that to her, but like, it's like a beacon, dude.
It's a oh my God.
Edith.
I mean, hey, it can't be worse than my dog, because unlike you, my dog is very fluffy, Chad. He is extremely fluffy.
He's a walking cloud.
He's a walking, oh, speaking of which, he just came in. Hello, sir. Welcome to the stream. I know, I'm sorry, I can't keep petting you. I'm cleaning up dead bodies right now. I'm cleaning up dead bodies, son. Son, there's only popcorn kernels in that bowl, son. But, yeah, he's really fluffy. Yes, you are. And because of this, like, he's prone to, like, getting mats and stuff, but, like, because of the breed of dog he is, I notice this a lot on, like, long hair breeds, especially. They have different, like, fineness of hair around their body. So, like, on top of his head and, like, on his ears, his fur is so soft you'd mistake it for velvet. Like, that's how soft it is. However, on his booty cheeks, he has a very, like, I guess the best way to describe it would be wiry. Yeah, he's got, like, wiry booty cheek hair. So, like, that hair is very easy to mat. And of course, like, you know, being long hair, they don't shed as frequently as short hair, but, like, when they shed, you know. Especially him, because his hair is fucking fluffy as hell. And it's not small, it's all long strands. But because of the type of fur on his booty, and, like, how prone it is to matting, occasionally what will happen is, like, he will start growing, his fur will start growing out, and it'll make his booty really big. But when that happens, the problem is, sometimes he's prone to getting dingleberries. So, every so often, like, usually, like, once or a month, maybe every other month, I will have to, like, try to, like, corner my dog and, like, get him to sit down for a hair trimming. Yeah, trim the butt fur. He's getting a little better when it comes to, like, actually brushing him, but in terms of, like, the butt fur, it's still a pain because, like, I have to keep him from sitting down, because if he sits down, I can't trim the butt, like, where it needs to be. Because you have to trim right by the booty, or else, you know, you're just still gonna end up getting doo-doo butt. And I don't want that.
Now I'm thinking of stupid funny cat stories, and I have a very good one about Elliot.
Oh wait, hold on. Before you begin your story, I have been received an awa awa. Would you like to awa awa, sir?
Yeah, you
channel your inner chihuahua. Just, awa 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 awa. Channel your inner gremlin possum. Little fucking fucking love that. You sound like a rabid possum. That's so good. Woo!
Okay, here's a funny cat story.
Funny cat story.
So Elliot. So so Elliot was one of those cats where some rescuers found him and his litter like very closely after they were born. And he was being adopted out at about 3 months. So he was a 3-month-old kitten, and I adopted him. And he was a cute little baby. And I found out later that his foster family were actually the nurses at the vet that I take my cats to. So unlike most people, the foster parents get to see how well he's doing after the fact, which can be good and scary.
Yes.
Because they're judging you silently. So Elliot, we bring him home, and we're trying to take care of the little Dumbo. And one of these days, I notice that he's licking his paw a shit ton. And I look at his paw, and I see that the outer edge of his main toe bean is all, like, red and kind of, like, bloody. And, like, it's kind of been ripped. And I'm like, oh no, he hurt his little tootsie, and it got infected. So we take him into the vet. And they're like, okay, here's some antibiotics, take care of that. So we do, and he gets better. And I'm like, okay, don't know what caused that, but he's just a little stinky. It should be fine. Cue, like, a few fucking weeks later, it's the fucking same thing, but on the other paw. So we're like, okay, what the fuck is causing this? And they're like, I don't know, like, maybe he's, like, sensitive to the litter. Here's some more antibiotics. And we're like, okay. It doesn't happen again, but we have an exterminator who comes in, because we live kind of in the woods. And there are these, like, little glue traps that have these little hoods over the tops of them, but the ends are open so that bugs can go in and get caught, and there's some in the basement. And my dad likes to talk with people while they're doing work on the house, so he's talking with this guy, and this guy pulls out this glue trap, and he's looking at it, and he goes, there's a paw print in here, and white fur. And my dad goes, oh, I think I know whose fur that is. We found out that what he was doing was he was going in the basement and finding glue traps, and then putting his paws in them, like sticking them in, because there's hoods, and then his foot would get stuck, and then he'd have to rip his foot off, and then he'd be like tearing the skin. Keep in mind, he did this once, it hurt him and it got infected, he got better, and then he did it again.
God.
Himself. And I had to bring this motherfucker into the vet where his foster family were, like, multiple times because of this. And I felt so judged. I was like, they think I'm a horrible owner. I know. Because they literally told me, we haven't seen any other of the foster kittens this frequently. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so... It's not me, it's him. I swear to God.
He's just a little Dumbo.
He's just so stupid. You don't understand. He was the only boy out of his litter, and there were like 6 or something of them, and he was the only boy. So he's just like the really dumb brother.
Oh, Elliot.
He's so stupid.
He's so fucking stupid, but that's why we love him.
He's so fucking stupid. This is the same cat whose, like, lips are constantly puffed, and, like, I brought him in, and I was like, it's not the bowl, I have a stainless steel bowl, we've been changing the food, and, like, it's not like he's allergic to a specific one, because no matter what food he's eating, it's always puffed, and the fucking vet looks at me, and he's like, I think he's just allergic to his own spit, that happens sometimes, and I'm like, Elliot, I swear, I have not had to bring a single cat to the vet as much as this motherfucker has in his first year of life.
Cats can be allergic to their own spit?
Cats can actually be allergic to their own teeth, too. So there's this weird thing with cats where, I forget what it's called, but they can straight up be allergic to their own teeth, and the only way to treat it is to pull all their teeth out.
What the fuck, man?
And similarly, cats can be allergic to their own fucking spit. Case in point, I think Elliot's allergic to his own spit. It's not anything too serious, it's just his lips are always a little inflamed and a little puffy.
Yeah.
And the very bottom of his chin, sometimes, like, loses some fur. But no, I'm like 99% sure he's just allergic to his own spit. I think some foods make it a little worse than others, so we're always trying to like balance it and see what makes his lips a little less puffy. But like, I just straight up, I think he's allergic to his spit because there's nothing else. And I think it's a genetic thing, but like he was a foster cat, so like they just
Yeah.
found this bitch in a cow field and we're like, we'll get him a home, I guess. So like, it's not like he was like purebred or anything.
What is
Elliot, are you
this?
allergic to your own spit, you silly boy?
Kind of wonder what this is, because apparently, like, you can get a special type of bucket in this game, like in this specific world called a quantum flare. And I'm like, what
Ooh.
does that do? Or a
Not
quantum
special.
box? I'm like, what does a quantum box do? How is a quantum box different than a regular non-quantum box?
It's like Homestuck, and you use it for breeding.
God no! What the? Ah yes, get in the fuck box, kids.
I was gonna say, did you not know that cursed lore?
No, I did not know that cursed lore. Thanks for telling me.
So in Homestuck, the trolls, there's like lore that like buckets are purely used for breeding in their world. So whenever they see buckets, they get like really flustered or something. So the joke is like, haha, buckets are sexual to the trolls. So the Homestuck fandom had this whole fucking thing about buckets, and it got to the point where like kids who were going to conventions would like bring buckets and they would all sit at tables and like all spit into the bucket. Like,
Oh, I heard something about this, but oh man.
yeah, that's why. Because it was some weird joke Andrew Hussey put in there and it spiraled out of control.
What the fuck?
Don't you just love Homestuck
I
lore?
love it so much. Oh, speaking of lore, data log, not May, no, January, February, March 9th, 2184. While my colleagues proceed recklessly with their ambitious research, my own studies seem to scream caution at me. The crystals are unlike anything we know or understand about basic physics. The very resonance pattern of the crystals is beyond classification. I fear that if we're not careful, we could cause a resonance cascade scenario. As absurd and unproven as that theory may be, I can't help but be shocked by my results' clear similarities to the now infamous hypothesis about material resonance. Intriguing. Wow, 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 wow. Sorry, I heard the wow, wow in my game.
Wow.
Wow, 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 wow. This beat slaps. I like how whenever I go to like switch to my hand to put the gun down, it just fucking my character just like yeets the gun at the ground. He's just like, oh, I need to go press a button. Okay, fuck this gun. I'm getting pretty close to the end though, I think, in terms of like cleaning. It's mostly just like cleaning up any crystal shards I might have missed, like buffing out the weird crystal cracks, making sure there's no dead bodies I missed. Oh, I gotta make sure I gotta be careful with the gun though, because if I overheat it, it's just gonna cause a flare. And then putting the boxes where they all belong. And making sure I just burn anything that is garbage-y.
And then once it's all clean and empty, Spirit Halloween can come in and set up a store.
I wouldn't be surprised if Spirit Halloween set themselves up in the weird crystal murder lab.
Sounds about right.
Spirit Halloween just, like, you know, will always, like, haunt the corpse of any building.
Yep. Spirit Halloween is the epitome of Spirit Halloween is the epitome of Halloween. It's the reanimated corpse of capitalism.
God, you're right. Dude, I really want to go to a Spirit Halloween so bad, but I also don't want to go alone. Like, it's kind of... I kind of miss, like, that one time we all went together, and, like, we were just kind of ragging on some of the costume bits, and, like, finding really dumb meme costumes.
It's really great. Even the stuff at Spirit Halloween that objectively is kind of bad is great because it's bad. Like, everything at Spirit Halloween is just amazing in its own way.
Exactly.
It's just good.
Oh, I also have to go around and find all the employee name tags that I haven't scanned into the machine yet. Spoiler, there's probably a lot. Let's see. Anything down here? Name tag, that's it. Okay, okay. I mean, this place is looking pretty good. But it also wasn't super hard to clean, mostly because of the fact that, you know, most of these are crystal people, so they don't all have a lot of blood. There's not a lot of, like, organic bodies that are usually in these worlds to, like, cause the amount of blood spillage. And I've also been super lucky with getting, like, buckets and crates, because I've only had, like, that one incident where body parts came out, and that was it. Oh, I do have some crystal people up here that I forgot to throw into the incinerator. Whoops. That's okay, we'll get it figured out. We'll get it sorted. We'll discuss. Fine.
It's fine.
You know, I'll just throw them on the... Fuck. I forgot my gun yeets itself. I'll just throw them on the elevator right now. Get the bodies ready for transport. The only thing I don't like about the crystal bodies compared to, like, the normal human carcasses is they're not as squinchy.
Squinchy?
Yeah, I need them to be squishy because, you see, it's much easier to put body parts in the bucket when they can ragdoll. But, like, these are solid crystal. They don't move. So, you have to kind of play Jenga with the body parts. Body Jenga. Body Jenga. Me and my friends always joke about that, because I don't know if you've played Phasmophobia recently, but part of what they did with adding they added like a new office space, so where you start the game is different. It's a completely new renovated thing. And one of the things they added was, like, they had like the mini games from the last one where you could play like with the basketball hoop, or you could play like horseshoes. But now they've also added Jenga. But like I was looking at the Jenga blocks one day because I'm like, man, I love Jenga. And I noticed they had words on them, like, oh, what's the brand of Jenga? And they're called Biggish Blocks. So every time we want to play Jenga, I go up to my friends and I'm like, hey guys, you want to play Biggish Blocks?
Biggish Blocks.
I don't know why, but I think that's just so much funnier. Guys, I love playing me a rousing game of Biggish Blocks. Slowly but surely buffing out the scratches. I don't know how this works. Is it supposed to be like welding? Am I like welding out the scratches? Because I feel like this would cause more damage by firing a laser at the wall.
Nah, it fixes it.
It fixes it. It's fine. Everything's cool. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
I feel like I'm
It's not your job. It's not your job to question things. It's just your job to do.
I mean, yeah, makes sense. I am just the lowly janitor. Paid to clean up everybody else's mess.
Yep.
Clean time. Hey, at least I'm not cleaning shit off the floor.
Hey, dude, just so you know, remember that one day that we lost our minds over Freggy? Just so you know, I visited, that page, that, like, store page.
Oh, I did too.
So many times that when I typed Etsy into my browser, it autofilled to Fig Boots again. So I clicked, I was like, I didn't realize what it was, so I was like, wait, what is that? So I hit enter, and I just got slapped in the face with Freggy again, and
I fucking love Fergie.
Freggy.
Freggy Ferber.
God, Freggy.
Oh, you're a crystal boy too. Okay, you're coming with me.
God, Dude, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Freggy again, and 12 people have it in their card.
Dude, Freggy is a fucking vibe. I want Freggy.
12 people. If I still lived in a college dorm, I would buy Freggy for it in a heartbeat, because it just has, intense college dorm vibes.
It really does.
It's so, like, college dorm chic. If any of y'all still live in a college dorm, you need to buy Freggy.
We need
so
Freggy in your college dorm now.
I don't even care if you like Security Breach or not, you just need Freggy. Like, you just need it.
You just need Freggy.
I'm just gonna look at Freggy.
Oh god.
You're fucking dying again, you're not even looking at him.
I know! I swear, like, if I were to see a picture of Freggy again, I would fucking lose. No! Dare, please! Not a picture of Freggy! Not Freggy Ferber!
I am sending Freggy to you at this very instant.
Just hearing the fucking, just hearing the fucking name, man.
Get fragged.
Get fragged! Oh god! Oh no, I see the notification, but I don't know if I'm ready.
Katara, I know what I want for my Christmas birthday present. Find Freggy.
Shit, I can't look at it. I can't.
Oh.
Jesus, it hurts. Oh, it
I hope
hurts.
everyone in chat knows for their horrible flaw.
My stomach. Oh, oh my god. I don't know why.
It's
Oh,
just
good
so
lord.
So good.
Oh, fuck.
So good. It's
Fuck you, Frankie.
just
Oh.
Frank.
Oh, my paw.
It's
Oh, it
just
hurts.
Fragibby.
Freaky bee.
I can't wait to watch your follower count drop to like 2 because I keep bringing up Frankie.
Everybody in chat just leaves because I cannot stop fucking laughing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just dare one day I'm just gonna do a stream that is just called Freggy, and it's just gonna be me laughing at that one image of Freggy the entire
The
time.
stream is 3 hours. It's you and me. All it is Freggy with our reactives in the corner, and we just lose our goddamn minds for 3 hours in a row. No other content. No other content. It's just Freggy and laughter. And that is
Like no responding to the chat at all, just us making
No.
Freggy jokes.
just Freggy. That's what you should title it. You should title it just Freggy.
You know what? If I ever end up playing like a FNAF game on stream or anything, all of them are gonna just be references to Freggy.
Freggy. We really should, like, play some FNAF on stream at some point,
Ugh.
especially considering my hyperfixation. And then what we can do is I'll be playing and I'll be trying to win, and every time you want to fuck me up, you can just say Freggy, and then I'll lose my goddamn mind, and then I will probably die.
Dude, I need to get like a sound alerts thing, right? So somebody can play sounds in my stream that is just Freggy. It's just Freggy.
Wait, I want to test something.
Oh, my bones. Oh, my torso is in severe pain.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know why, but every time, like, Freggy triggers, like, the...
It triggers something in the primordial brain. I don't know what it is.
It's just Freggy.
It's
Oh.
just Frebby. For Debbie, I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to make sure I hear this, because hold on, I'm gonna do something.
Are you gonna play a sound in my stream?
No, I'm gonna do something.
Oh no, oh no, are you making a sound bite of Freggy?
No, do not worry about it.
Okay, okay.
I'm waiting for it.
I think it already played.
Freggy.
Freggy. I think it was laughing over it because I just read Freggy and I fucking lost it.
Oh look, we have someone new in chat. Welcome to Freggy.
Welcome to Freggy! Oh my god!
So, Tara, I think my request for you is to record me in my dumbest, deepest voice saying Freggy, and then just make it a soundbite.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out how to make my own sound alert. I'm just gonna record you going Freggy, and that will be one of my new sound bites.
Allow me to practice. Freggy.
Jesus. Freggy. God, we sound like two fucking madmen over here.
No, we sound like we're stoned out of our minds, but we're both sober.
I
Like,
know, that's the sad part, is we're both sober right now. No drugs, no
sound
alcohol,
like
just
stoned
Freggy.
Fuck. But we are not. Like,
I'm sorry, I just had to clear my throat. I just,
it's okay.
Freggy.
Listen, we're having a bit of a wild ride. It's,
I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
you want to get off of Freggy's wild ride?
I want to get off of Freggy's wild ride, man. Is this supposed to be like a keyboard? Okay, I gotta start. Okay, we're getting towards the end. I gotta start fucking organizing the boxes. I'm gonna burn this. I don't care. So, okay, what does this say? Crates. What does this say? Also crates. Okay, we gotta move.
Do those crates contain Freggy? You're so easy to get, dude. Holy.
You know, did I ever tell you the story of back when I was in school, right? Like, I have always been very easy to make laugh. And this happened, like, back in the ye olden days of when I was but a babby in school. Like, and this applied to, like, any fucking grade, honestly. Like, this would work at any grade level for me. I don't know why, and I still to this day cannot figure it out, but I thought it was hilarious whenever anybody said the word pudding.
Just the word
Just
pudding?
the word pudding. Nothing else, just pudding.
Similarly, my friend group had a really dumb thing where if we just said avocado or avocado really stupid, we would just lose it, which was really dumb.
Yeah, like, I remember
I
this.
think, however, I personally think that Freggy is a higher breed of
Oh, yeah, no, Freggy is definitely a higher tier of comedy. But I just remember because, like, my classmates found this out, and in case you guys didn't know, my classmates really like to bully me a lot. So my classmates, like, I don't remember how or why they found out, but one day they found out I thought the word pudding was hilarious. And, like, you like, I don't remember if, like, it was, like, you had to say it in a weird way or something, but either way, like, you just said pudding around me, I fucking lost it. And, like, I just remember I'd be sitting there, like, minding my own business, and it was, in particular, this one dude who was, like, one of my biggest bullies. His name was Cody. Cody would, like, come up to me, just, like, out of the blue, no words, and just go, pudding, and I'd fucking die.
Oh my god. So, would you like to hear a review that someone left on Freggy?
Oh my god, yes. Oh,
So
wait,
this
I'm
is-
stopping this. Stop. Okay, good. I need to hear the review.
This is a 5-star review.
Oh man, high
And it
praise for
says-
Freggy.
It says, I just want to say, this spoke to me in a way I didn't think was possible. I never in my life would have imagined Freggy could change my life in such a dramatic way in such a short amount of time. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and thank Freggy Fazbear for making this possibility a reality, and McDonald's for paying me enough so I can purchase this work of art.
And McDonald's. Oh my god.
That was a
Freggy
good
is
review.
truly an icon.
This person wrote Freggy forever and gave 5 stars, and then showed a picture of it hanging on their ceiling, I think?
Where he deserves it.
Oh, there's so many pictures of... This person just put 10 out of 10 Freggy. Freggy is love, Freggy is life.
Oh god.
He's Skrunkle, and I love him, the boy.
He's Skrunkle.
Freggy watches over me in my times of need. I am his superstar, and he is my Freggy. This person just put Frebby in all over. Absolutely splendid, a true work of art. My quality of life has gotten so much more positive with Freggy in my presence. My girlfriend adores this eldritch being. This was a Valentine's gift, and every time they look at it, they smile. Thank you, Freggy, you king.
Frebgy.
10 out of 10 Freggy. Absolute Freggy. 11 out of 10. This is a very swag item that brings me much joy. Love him. Freggy is a comfort to me in these trying times. Yas, Freggy.
There's something about you reading them deadpan, just going, Yas, Freggy.
Yas, Freggy.
Oh wait, I walked past the incinerator. Oh. Yas, Frebgy?
Yas, Freggy. Yes, very, very good. I love.
I hear
This
tiny
person
burr.
This person fucking posted a picture of Abuela from fucking the fucking
Encanto?
Yeah, I don't know why she's here.
Abuela is a Freggy stan.
Oh, come on, are there no more funny ones like Yas Freggy?
Yas, Freggy. Yas!
A lot of these people took pictures of themselves with their thumbs up with Freggy. Oh, this person put Freggy right above their bed. Power move.
Freggy.
Power move.
He sees
God.
you when you're sleeping.
Damn.
He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad.
Superstar.
So watch out for.
Don't shoot him in the eyes with a laser. Security breach memes. Okay.
Where is... I gotta figure out where in this facility I have to put the wet floor signs. Because I have not found that yet. There's usually...
You don't know where to put the wet floor signs. That's an OSHA violation.
There's usually... Well, like, I know, like, you put them out when, like, the floor is wet. But, like, there's, like, a little... There should be a little spot somewhere around this facility where you, like, when you're done cleaning up, you throw the things. Shabba! Chucking things from the ceiling. Hiya! I meant to do that. Hiya! Oh, fuck, that one didn't work. Hiya! Okay. Well, oh, I need to put another, first aid kit in that one. Hiya! And again. I just hear, like, things of, like, breaking around me as I chuck these giant-ass boxes down from the ceiling. That is trash. That needs to go into the incinerator. Well, that didn't work out at all. But, you know what? I don't care. I'm just here to chuck boxes from the ceiling.
Hi, Elliot.
Okay.
Hi.
That is... Oh, wait, no, there's a box over here that I missed. Okay.
So, Nikara, remember,
Freddy.
speaking of Five Nights at Freddy's, do you remember how I ordered that sun necklace that says having fun yet?
Yes.
Same person made a choker based off of Moon that literally just says, it's past your bedtime. And I'm buying it. 2, I really want to wear it to my work, like, on a really late shift, so when people come into Spirit Halloween at, like, 10 o'clock at night, the person working cash register just has a necklace that says, it's past your bedtime.
Fuck yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move this down so I don't actually spill this water all over the place. Crate. Hiya. I don't know why, but there's something so satisfying about, like, chucking these crates off of, like, the top of this ledge and just hearing the clatter of shit down below. Just be like, you better watch out! Incoming!
On your left, chucks a crate at your head.
Pretty much. Hiya!
Alright, I'm making an impulse decision and buying 2 more necklaces.
As one does.
Well, one of them is a trans necklace, so I have to.
Hiya! I hope
Oh
I'm not
no!
causing.
Now Etsy is like, we've diagnosed you as a FNAF simp. Here's what other people also bought, and I'm like, no, don't show me that.
Because you.
I have enough problems with impulse purchases. Get that out of my face.
Oh, I found another log. February 24th. I feel somewhat blessed to work in this facility. The entire complex was built to spec by Crysis Technologies with the express aim of exploiting these marvelous crystal samples to the fullest. It has been barely 2 years since the survey team brought back the first sample from the border world discovered by anomalous materials. Already we have a working facility and all the funding we need to continue our invaluable research. I will continue my research into xenomic spatial fractures. We still know so little about the effects of teleportation on the fabric of space-time. I mean, that sounds about right, yeah. I don't know how teleportation works on the fabric of space-time. Who knows, maybe we're wrong. Maybe teleportation isn't cool and it, like, fucks up the entire universe. You don't know. Oh, I need to get a box.
Also, would you like to hear my rendition of Ode to Freggy on the cat bongos?
Yes. Chad, I hope you can hear this, but I just hear Roadkill aggressively papping a cat.
No, Elliot, come back. You're my instrument, my muse.
Fredgy.
Just he keeps coming up to me, so I just keep smacking his bum really fast. And I know the microphone picks it up.
Oh, that's great. I know it's like, caution, these have dangerous samples in them. Me chucks them off of 2 stories.
Oh, I'm just checking Etsy, and I love when it's like, hey, because you bought things from these people, they sent you coupons, and then I'm sitting there like, I can't spend more money on Etsy. You can't do this.
Etsy really knows how to get you.
I'm leaving a review on my necklace because the people at Spirit Halloween liked.
Nice. Alright, let me see here. Oh, there's 2 more. Dieter Munchley. What a name. What a guy. What a pal. Dude, I sometimes that. No, where'd Dieter go?
Who? What?
Oh, so if you have never played Viscera before, basically when you clean up dead bodies, usually somewhere in the vicinity, they will have like these little USBs that have their name on them. And I like to just sometimes read the names because a lot of the times they just have like really stupid, dumb names. So that was. Next we have well, this one's actually kind of normal. This is like, is this Josie or Jose? I'm gonna say Josie Schumal. That's pretty normal. I want like Dingus McBingus as a name in here.
Dingus McBingus. You mean Big Chungus?
A big chomger? Oh. Here's a box. I can go pick up the crystals. There we go. Except my game does not like this, because, this game is like, pretty old in the grand scheme of things. At least in terms of modern games. And, like, one of the things that happens with this... don't fall. With this, game is, like, because it's not super optimized, and there's a lot of objects, if you have, like, a box of objects like what I have right now, it starts to lag your game out.
Oh no.
Yeah, so, like... I'm so sorry, Chad, if, like, it seems like the frames are really slow right now. It's just the fact that I have, like, 50 crystals in this box and the game doesn't know what to do.
It's also Freggy hacking.
It's also Freggy!
He's hacking in. I feel really bad for anyone who doesn't know what the fuck
I'm
we're talking
so
about.
sorry to
Because
anybody.
I know we referenced it and like showed him in a stream, like one of your Spyro streams. We like showed him. So for anyone who wasn't at that specific Spyro stream, they're just like, "What in the goddamn is a Freggy?"
They're like, "What are these 2 fuckers laughing about? What's a Freggy?"
And meanwhile, I'm there like,
We're just over here like, Freggy.
why the fuck is my fucking charger not working? Come on.
So yes, unfortunately, I'm so sorry, people. You just have to listen to us go Freggy. What the holy shit? I think a lot of my material just like fucking warped out of reality because it's all
Oh.
shadowed on the floor now.
Oh no.
It's like sometimes like they really need to update the physics system. I think they're making like a remake of this game.
Would you like to hear cat bongos?
Give me the cat bongos. Pat 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 pat. I just hear cat bongo pat pat. So good.
That's a cat right there.
That is arguably a cat, objectively a cat.
It is objectively a feline that is being smacked. Lovingly smacked.
Lovingly smacked.
Lovingly, gently, tenderly bopped.
I gotta find this like I was watching like one of those like meme comps like I usually do on on YouTube, and like it was fucking hilarious, like this one video to me of like this dude, he's got his cat in his lap, right, like, you know, as cats do, booty facing towards you.
Yeah.
And like he's like aggressively but like lovingly, but aggressively bapping his booty, like the top of his rump.
Yes.
And like he'd give him like a couple of like good fast baps and then stop, and then the cat would just turn around and go meow.
Yeah, because cat won't bop.
And then he'd just repeat, he'd turn around, he'd bap the cat a couple times, stop bapping the cat's tushy, cat turns on meow.
Exactly.
Like getting
Cat
more
won't
and
bop.
more agitated each and every time he has to turn around and just go meow. Okay. Got most of the crystals. I think I've got all the crystals that I can at the very least pick up.
I hope you know from this point forward in life, if you ever come to me and you're like, roadkill, Dare, I'm feeling really bad, I could use some cheering up, I'm just gonna look you in the eyes and just say, Freggy, and nothing else. Just, like, you'll be like, can I vent to you about my problems? And I'll, like, nod my head, and you'll go on for, like, 5 hours about, like, drama, and then you'll go, what do you think, Dare? And I'll just nod my head and, like, rub my chin, and then go, Freggy.
That's it. We've solved all the world's problems.
Have you considered Freggy? You laughed before I even said it.
I know the joke
Pause.
is coming and it kills me.
Have you ever considered the possibility that Freggy...
See, you're laughing now too. You can't yell at me. Cause it's freaky.
God, you know, sometimes in life,
You just gotta freaky with it.
you just Wait, what?
What do you mean, wait, what?
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, so I just said, I just bought a necklace. And 2 minutes after I buy it, Etsy sends me an email that says, oh no, looks like that item is sold out. And I'm like, I just bought it. What do you mean it's sold out?
I don't know,
It's
man.
sold out because I bought it.
Maybe.
I'm checking this. You did not just fucking be like, sorry, bitch, you actually didn't buy. No, I did. I purchased that. That's mine. What do you mean it's sold out?
Yeah, it's sold out because you made it sold out.
It's sold out because it's mine. No one else in this world can have it. It's mine.
No one else may have the Freggy.
I was gonna say, you know that one song where it's like this triagonal sign, or something. That fucking
What?
It's song
Oh,
fucking-
Lazy Town. Yeah.
please, it's mine. Yeah,
With
that's me.
Stingy.
Yeah, Stingy. That's me with that necklace. It's mine.
God, I forgot about Lazy Town, man. I used to unironically love Lazy Town when I was a kid.
Didn't we all? It was good.
Honestly, I have never heard anybody else talk about Lazy Town other than like, because people don't even know what the "you are a pirate" meme comes from Lazy Town.
Yeah, it comes from Lazy Town.
I don't know many people who know that "you are a pirate" comes from Lazy Town.
I knew that.
Well, but you're one of the people who knows that. There's not too many out there, surprisingly, who don't know that "you are a pirate" is from Lazy Town. Yar har fiddle dee dee, being a pirate is hard with me. Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Did you hear what I said?
Wait, what about Frankie?
Yar har fiddle-dee-dee, being a Freggy is alright with me.
Being a
Do
friggy.
what you want, because a Freggy is free.
You are
You
a friend.
are a- Whoever that person on Etsy is that made that, we just went, well, that's our joke now, because we're morally bankrupt. Again, big boots on Etsy, go buy Freggy. Hashtag not sponsored.
You need Freggy in your life. Everybody needs Freggy in their life.
Unironically, I feel like it's gonna get to like December, and my dad is gonna be like, "So what do you want for Christmas?" And I'm gonna be sitting there, and I'm gonna be like, "Do I dare ask my boomer father, who's nearing his 70s, for Freggy? Do I dare send him this Etsy link and say, purchase this for me?"
Just be like,
My dearest father, please purchase one Freggy for me.
I need a Freggy.
Where the hell in my antique 1940s house would I put Freggy? Where the fuck do you... Because all I can imagine is looking at the house and being like, yes, next to the gas lamp and the Victrola, I will put Freggy on the hand-carved mantelpiece. It's like, where is he going?
Yeah, that's something you gotta think about is like, are you gonna stick religiously to like the old school like antique 1940s vibes, or are you gonna intersperse it with absolute fucking chaos?
You know, I know that my bedroom is gonna be a nightmare of like fairy lights and plush toys. Like my room is gonna be my room. The office is gonna have to be modern because that's where all the computers are going. Then there's your room. I know the bathroom I already redid to be like 1940s. I think the sitting room is going to stay antique, and I'll try and keep the kitchen and the dining room as nice and like vintage as possible. The gamer, that's where he can go. He can go in the
Go in the gamer den, yeah, just throw him down there.
Going in the gamer pit. Oh my god. In the finished basement, the haunted, spooky basement where I'm putting all my video games, I can just hang him over the bar.
There you go.
Oh my god.
That will be the symbol for the bar. This is now the Freggy bar.
This is the Freggy bar. God, we're so stupid. God, dude. Jesus Christ. We've got one joke.
Our one joke is just Freggy.
It's so stupid.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Freggy Bad Bear. Gotta get my crates. I might have put
Freggy Fazgay.
Freggy Fazgay.
I forget where I saw it, but there was this really funny TikTok that was it's this song that there's like a part of the song that says like I'm with the LGBT or something.
I'm rolling with the LGBT.
Yeah, it shows the like sun animatronic like walking, and then it shows this like crowd of people with pride flags following after him, and I'm like, well, that's true. That's factually accurate.
I don't know why, but y'all just like latched onto Sun and Moon.
I don't know what it is, cause like I didn't latch on to him till like recently. Like I know he was always my favorite design and I found him the most interesting, but for some reason recently my brain cells were like, we need that one. And it was only once I started talking to you about him that you were like, yeah, based on TikTok, it seems like all the gays really just latched onto that one. And I'm like, I mean, me and my therapist talked about why I like that one, and if all the gays like that one because of the reason me and my therapist discussed, God, we all fucking need a hug. Jesus. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know why, but like,
we just like them. I don't know what it is,
oh,
dude.
for fuck's sake, dude.
Did you fuck it?
No, I went to go pull this body because this body was like pinned to the wall by a crystal and just completely shattered. The organs are spilling everywhere, bro.
That's the other one of the other funny stories I have, where I was in counseling with my counselor that I've had for like years, and she's gotten me through like depression, anxiety, like hospital stays. Like she's great. Her name's Michelle. I love her. I stand her, and we're talking. She's like, "How you been doing?" And I realized that the only thing that I really needed to or wanted to talk to her about in counseling was fucking my weird obsession with the sun and moon animatronic. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have to tell my counselor, as a 23-year-old adult man, that what I want to talk about in counseling today is Five Nights at Freddy's. Why did I put myself in this position? And the funniest thing is I was like, hey, Michelle, do you know what Five Nights at Freddy's is? And she just went, I work with kids. Yeah, I know what Five Nights at Freddy's is. And just
I work
pain,
with
the
kids.
pain in her voice, dude. I just knew that some child out there comes to counseling with Michelle and just talks about Five Nights at Freddy's. I knew it. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm so sorry to add to your burden, but add the sun and the moon animatronic to your new list of things you've learned in counseling. Oh, I think the funniest thing is that's when I was showing her Roadkill, so I think I had him up while I was talking about it. So most likely she was watching a little possum move his little mouth and talk about the fucking sun and moon animatronic from Five Nights at Freddy's.
What a time to be alive.
That poor woman. I'm so sorry, Michelle. The state doesn't pay you enough to put up with me. I can just imagine the state of Pennsylvania being like, wait, how much did you want for that one again? He talked about what now? What is a Freggy, Michelle?
What is a Freggy? God. That's all I can think about now is like the next counseling session you're gonna be like, yeah, so for like one time me and my friend were hanging out and all we did was like stare at a picture of a low quality like rock star bear on a blanket and laugh for 2 hours.
Oh my god. This was streamed live, by the way, Michelle. We put this on the internet for other people to watch, and she's just sitting there like massaging her temples and taking notes like, yeah. And then what, Dare? And I'm like, and then I talked about the sun and moon animatronic for 10 minutes, and she's like, of course you did. I feel like she doesn't get paid enough.
Poor Michelle.
No, she's a real sweetheart. I remember, like, I told her that I was afraid that I wasn't gonna get, like, a wrapped surprise present for Christmas after my mom passed, and when I was in college, she actually sent me a Christmas present.
Oh.
It was so sweet.
That's so fucking sweet.
She's such a good fucking counselor. She deserves so much more than whatever the state is paying her right now.
Mm.
She deserves the world.
Absolutely. Michelle, shout out to you.
Especially because she had to sit there with a straight face while I, an adult, had to say, so you know Five Nights at Freddy's. And she had to not, like, let the facade crack.
Oh fuck, I spilled the guts again.
Oh no.
Okay, well the legs didn't fall out, that's a plus.
Also, thanks for constantly letting me come on your streams and just absolutely derail and ruin them.
I mean, I think it adds to the charm, but that's just me. I mean, if you didn't derail and ruin it, I would do it myself.
I hope to God. I'm glad you think it's worth something. Because my brain is currently going, stop fucking talking about the stupid cartoon animatronics, you dumbass. And it's like, no, I'm gonna keep talking
but the cartoons.
I still think one of my favorite TikToks is like, and it's not even specifically like Five Nights at Freddy's, but I saw a version of it.
I did a thing.
I love the fucking, the gay serotonin tree has spoken. I love that one. It's really good.
The gay serotonin tree.
Where it's one of those like bonking trees where if you drop a marble, it like bounces down and it can either end on the left or the right side. And I guess people use that to like determine things sometimes. And it's just a TikTok of someone dropping it and it landing somewhere and then them going, the gay serotonin tree has spoken. And it's just, it gives me serotonin.
Well, yeah, it's the gay serotonin tree.
Gay serotonin tree. And it has spoken.
Hold on, I gotta clean up my bloody footsteps.
You've only got a minute left.
I know, I'm gonna go take the fucking med kits, I'm gonna go put them back in the things, and then, yeah. Excuse me, what is this?
You're on a time crunch.
I am not using the lightning gun. The ultimate in non-lethal lethality.
Oh my god.
Oh, it says here, okay. Sith & Sons HVC MK9 Lightning Gun. Pure power. The ultimate in non-lethal lethality. The stunning new MK9 delivers a significantly higher charge than previous models. For your everyday mutant sedation to hardcore crowd riot control, the MK9 does it all. This ultimate tool will set you back a princely 2,599.99 Vaders. But can you really put a price on godlike power?
Yeah, you just did.
I like how I'm over here asking for a med kit and it sends me an advertisement for a lightning gun.
It's like, why heal when you can kill?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alright.
You're out of time, it's 10 o'clock.
I know, I'm working on it! Ah!
Finish it up.
Wrap it up, boys, wrap it up!
Wrap it up, wrap it up.
Clean up, everybody. This game is the epitome of that song.
I could make another Five Nights meme.
Oh my
but
god.
I'm going to. I'm going
I can
to wait for once in my life. I'm not doing it.
The pure pain of, like, not making a Five Nights at Freddy's meme. I can hear it in your voice.
I'm not doing it. I'm restraining. I'm not doing it. I'm an adult, and I can exercise self-control.
But, okay, but I have one thing to ask you, though.
Yes.
Have you considered Freggy?
Why? Why would you do this?
You were gonna do the same to me, I'm doing it to you!
I wasn't gonna do Freggy, it was a different joke.
No, but you said, like, whenever you're feeling sad, like, just be like, have you ever considered Freggy?
Freggy.
That's...
Unironically, I think it would be the greatest thing to, like, come to you and be like, hey, I had a really bad day, I'm feeling really down, can you help me cheer up? And you go, I have one word for you, Mr. Freggy, and that's it. No other words of sympathy, no shoulder to cry on, just Freggy hangs up.
Yeah!
What would our Lord and Savior Freggy do? Hangs up the phone.
Yeah, you gotta remember, WWFD, what would Freggy do?
Freggy do? I really need one of those stupid rubber wristbands now that says that.
Alright.
I need what would Freggy do.
Hold on, Dare, I have to punch out. So, I have a couple choices for, punching out. We have, I wish I could do more for my company, give me some paperwork to fill out for extra marks. I am proud of my performance and certain it will meet with approval, or I don't care, I'm done here and the union's got my back.
Up to you, dude.
I don't care, I'm done here, the union's got me, boys!
The union's got my back, I'm done.
I think I did it anyway. I think I cleaned up all the bodies, so at least, the very least, my superior shouldn't be like, you bitch. What? I got demoted? Hold on.
Demoted?
You return to your office after doing the barest minimum asked of you. You know you're going to get some hard-ass inspector complaint about your work, leaving you without safety equipment, but you don't care. You decide instead to crack open a fat man and watch some alien porn on your Bitter Man 500.
Alien porn?
Employee of the month. Generic NPC face. God, I forgot.
Got demoted.
Got demoted there.
Got demoted.
I got demoted. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Me at work.
Oh, I forgot the amount of blood in here. Is that my body pit? Oh, that's right. I have a body pit.
Is that my body pit?
Yeah,
Why
there's like
do you have a body pit.
I don't know, but I just know like there was at like one point in this game, I think I cleared it out the last time I was in the office. Over here there was like a fucking body bag in there, and I opened this hole, and it is a hole. Can I go in the hole? No, you can't go in the hole. Fuck.
That's what she said. Funny joke.
A funny joke. Alright, enough of the blood. It is time to exit. For that is it for today. We have done our lovely duty of cleaning up horrific traumatic scenes. And I am done.
I'm sure Freggy would be proud.
I hope Freggy is proud of me. I do everything I do for Freggy. Ooh. Okay. Rats. Weird rats. I just saw that one of my friends came on and is currently streaming A Plague Tale.
Ooh, rats. Weird rats.
I think for today, we're just gonna end it. No raid. We're just gonna sign off. But, normally I don't stream tomorrow, but because I wasn't feeling super great yesterday, I have instead moved barotrauma that was supposed to be yesterday to tomorrow. I will post a tweet about it and probably put it on my Discord, but just remember, we will be doing barotrauma tomorrow at 7 p.m., so you guys all get to hear me scream like a little baby in the waters of Jupiter.
Nice.
It's great. It's fantastic. I love alien fish that eat my hull and try to decapitate my crew.
Eat your hole?
I said hull.
I heard eat your hole. Damn.
God, get your mind out of the gutter. Bro. Do you hear this possum?
Listen. Unironically, I am going through boy puberty, so
Oh,
blame it
no.
on the hormones.
Oh no, he's having. I just saw Frankie again. Okay. On that note, we're ending it. Come to barotrauma tomorrow, and I'll see you all later. Good night.
Bye.